What is up, Grizzlies? I know I went live an hour earlier. I hope you guys all get the notification. If you wouldn't mind, I hope you can hear me. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. Please give this video a thumbs up and share it immediately wherever you can. Twitter would be helpful to let people know I went live early. I've had quite a day. Happy birthday to Pascal from the Pascal Show. Okay, I was on his show for about 2 hours. Then I was on Popcorn Planet for about an hour and a half. And during that moment, during that time, shout out to Andy from Popcorn Planet. Um, Lydia, you said it. Thank you that you can hear me. When I was over there, this news broke of Brian Laundrie's notebook confession, and what a load of red flags it is. So I cannot wait to break this down with you guys. I couldn't wait. I'm sorry, couldn't wait that hour. No way. Oh no way. Mods, sorry for the 6 days, sixth live stream in 6 days. I've gone live every single day this week, I think. Yes. Welcome to everyone. Welcome to the show. Wow. I'm just like, yeah, I was just on a live about it. I was on that live too. I was literally on that live. I think, no freaking way. I know, right? So I had a whole little show planned. I was going to do a little case club, before we do the Sunday 1 year milestone. But this, and then this happened. And I'm like, I can't wait to read it to you guys. So there's 166 people here. Let's wait some more for more people to roll in. This is what I'm going to be showing you. Is the alleged notebook. Now, question number one, and I have so many questions. Okay. Question number one. Do you guys remember when the FBI said they hope it's going to be a long process, but they really hope that they can extract some of what was written in this alleged notebook because, it's been in water and like the ink, it's all over the place. Like it was kind of not able to read. This is where I could say ineligible. I always say that word wrong. This time it makes sense. Ineligible. Yes, they couldn't read it because it was all smeared ink and paper, wet paper. We all went over this. Oh, but here appears this freaking notebook now? Here appears this notebook. Now suddenly we can see it? Are they freaking kidding us? I don't understand how they want us to believe half the stuff that they put out there in the media about this case. I don't get it. This will only make the conspiracy that Brian Laundrie did not end his own life, in my mind, in my opinion. Woo, you can see I'm like, what? What? I just can't even believe this. Oh, wow. Okay, so we are going to look at this. I'm just waiting for some more people to roll in. I know this was last minute. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for subscribing as well. Wow, who owns the notebook is the big question. Who wrote this? Who wrote it? And for me, this is a tiny chance that Brian wrote this. Oh, as if. We're going to get into it if you haven't seen it yet. But he's basically like, I took her life. I ended her life I thought it was merciful. I mean, are you insane? Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're always live when the news breaks. Yes, damn straight I am. Yes, I am. Couldn't wait to get his parents to your show. Couldn't wait to get his parents to your show. What? What are we talking about? 200 viewers, love this community. Let's make that 2,000, shall we? It's going to make you so mad. Yes, hello, Rochelle Pronzo. Hello, everyone. Cray. Now, let's start at the top, okay? Oh, sorry. I know it's very tiny now. Hold on. Here we go. So, Gabby Petito murder, Brian Laundrie's notebook confession revealed I ended her life. Gabby Petito was strangled at a Wyoming campsite while traveling cross-country with former fiancé Brian Laundrie. And remember, don't forget now about the autopsy. Trigger warning, everyone. This case is very, as many cases are, it's a true crime case. It's very sad. It's horrible. We looked at what they revealed about Gabby's autopsy, and we looked at Brian Laundrie's full autopsy. So if you missed those videos, please check those out. I read literally every single page, okay? I made like presentations for you, visuals, the whole thing. So do you remember that Gabby Petito's cause of death was blunt force trauma and strangulation? Okay, right? I'm angry too. And I'm glad you said I was about to watch another YouTuber read this. I'm so happy you went live. Thank you so much for being here, Maxi Doodle. So glad to have you guys here. Okay, if you guys are just rolling in, we're looking at this freaking, I don't know what to call this. It makes me mad. You probably don't see me like this often. I'm going to snark it right up, everyone. Oh, my word. So, if we look at this, they say Tampa, Florida exclusive. The first public glimpse of a confession Brian Laundrie left in a notebook in the Florida swamp where he unalived himself last year reveals his final words. I'm calling BS. S. But you guys let me know if you think this is it. Whoa, I'm just, hey, Claire, what's up? Claire, you're going to go crazy when you see this as well. Yeah, if he wrote this, he's such a POS, but I'm highly doubting he wrote this. However, he's kind of, from what we gathered, from what we saw from the Moab body cam footage and all that, he's quite a pathological liar, a narcissist, speculatively. So you just never know. But man, this letter, it just makes no sense. So they say, I ended her life, reads the note, which the FBI recovered from Mayakahachi Creek Environmental Park. Actually, it was Big Slough Reserve, but okay. I say that because there's some people that always comment, you better stop saying Mayakahachi. And I'm like, but it says it right there on screen. Anyway, I thought it was merciful. That is what she wanted. But now I see all the mistakes I made. I panicked and I was in shock. Panicked in shock, except you'll see in the letter. Wow, as if. Brian Laundrie's Instagram has been deleted months ago. But remember, guys, I did a whole deep dive of his Instagram. So that video is still available. So I'm pretty sure we will have samples and snippets of his writing. I don't have it right now because I just literally came on here. I just wanted to come live immediately. Wow. I've been live like 5 hours today. Okay. Not on this channel, but I've been live about 5 hours today. So I'm all pumped. I'm ready to go. Okay. So they say, I ended her life, reads the note. Yes. Okay. I thought it was merciful. That is what she wanted. But now I see all the mistakes I made. I panicked and I was in shock. Laundrie wrote that he killed Petito after he claimed she injured herself when she fell in Wyoming. He also wrote, from the moment I decided, took her pain away, knew I couldn't go on without her. We are going to look at the actual letter, okay? Attorneys representing the Petito, Schmidt, and Laundrie families met at the FBI's Tampa field office on Friday. Interesting. Fox News Digital has obtained copies of the notes scrawled by Laundrie before he took his own life. This is the notebook that his father found. Indeed, it is. Well, in some of the bags, yes. It's there where they found his remains. Yes. I know, Clara, me too. I'm like, what? So sorry if I'm screaming into the mic, but I'm like, what? I really was able to just hold myself together when I was there on Popcorn Planet. I was just like taking it all in, speaking graciously. But here I'm like, what? Now I'm on my channel and I'm like, oh my, we're going to snark it up. Okay, everyone. Who found Gabby's actual body? Please refresh. Who found Gabby's actual body? The searchers and her stepdad. Correct? Yes. Yeah. Okay. So we're getting into it. These are pictures of it. Again, what? If it was in the dry bag, I kind of understand, but like, what? Remember, I have a memory of a freaking elephant. Okay. The cases I cover, they stick in my mind forever. And right here, I remember them saying they're going to have to work on this for months to even try to see what the pen scratches made because it wasn't able to be read. Okay? Ineligible, yes. Spill true feelings and snark it up. Exactly. Okay, so these are pictures of the notebook. First, let's look at the first page. Firstly, why would Brian Laundrie write in this crappy little notebook? Why would he not take his usual? We saw him with all his books. We saw him with all those notebooks and pens and the art he drew. Why this? And in this, he says, if you're reading Gabby's diary, then blah, blah, blah. This isn't it. Yeah, I believe this is fake by the Laundrie parents. I would speculatively even say, oh man, he will hate me for it, but everyone's going to say things about him. Is it Dirtolino? Did you do some fancy footwork over here? Did you what you wrote here? What did you tell your clients to write here? So when he says they should have remained silent, now I see why. The plot thickens. It doesn't get any clearer. It thickens. Okay. Now, if we look, there's a lot of spelling mistakes here as well. A lot. Okay. And Brian Laundrie, I'm not saying he was excellent at spelling, but he read a lot of books. He could spell, according to what I know. Aileen Barnard, thank you for your $25 super sticker and for supporting the channel, for making it rain. Apologies, couldn't wait to get home to watch you live after the notebook reveal on Popcorn Planet. I think his parents or mother wrote it. Same. Jean Davis, welcome to membership. Yeah, usually people want the note they leave read. He took it out to the swamp. Why not leave it for his family to find at the home? This is so stupid, right? Hello, Lieutenant Peter Pronzo. All the Grizzly chat friends. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, so look at the writing. Look at the pattern of the writing. It's like here, what, is he lucid? Is he psychotic? What's happening here? Okay, he's writing all over the place. And as Andy said, the lines are right there, dude. Yeah, the lines are right there. So we will look at what he wrote, okay? But then look at the next page. Whoa, dude, what did you scratch out here? What did you scratch out here? But anyway, we'll read it, okay? Because they've not redacted it, for like typed it out here for us somewhere at the end here. Okay, so we've got it here, okay? Right, we're going to keep on looking at it visually. We'll come back to it. We're going to go back and forth, okay? So just hang in there with me. Hang in there with me. Wait, clicking on the wrong page. Right, okay, we've got the pages going on. We've got him even editing. Look, now he's writing all straight and beautiful. I mean, what? What do you mean? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this again. From page 1. And then suddenly what? It's getting better? Why? Why? Yeah, and the car would have been way more protected. Why not leave it in the car? Makes no sense. Look at that. He said, I have killed myself by this creek in the hopes that animals with a double N may tear me apart. I have killed myself? Whoa, you haven't even done it yet. You're writing as a ghost now or what? What is this? What is this? Paranormal stuff? Please pick up all of my things. Gabby hated people who littered. No, bro, you did. I'm not saying Gabby didn't, but you did. Remember when he speculatively was writing her Instagram post for her? Remember when he refused to drink from plastic bottles, but she took the water. She was damn thirsty. He says, Gabby hated people who litter, so please pick up all my things. I mean, bro. Okay, do not make life harder for the family. They lost a son and a daughter, the most wonderful girl in the world. Gabby, I'm sorry. Okay. So I want to find that other. Where is that? Sorry, I'm just going down. I want to see where they actually put it. Hey, hold on. We're just going to read it from the pages there. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Okay, so where's that redacted one? Hold on. Okay, I'm going to try to read it from here, but otherwise, image 1 of 8. Hold on. Give me 1 second, please. I just quickly want to look at here. Laundry notebook. I call BS the parents did it, right? Let's look at this quickly. Oh, that's not it. I can't believe this. I just want to see where's that version of the article that Andy was showing, where they actually show us what it said. He texted with Gabby's phone. Yes, he did. Okay, well, I'm going to look at the notebook then for now. Okay, that's what I'm going to do for now. So we're going to zoom in here. Okay, so I wish I was right at your side. I wish I could be talking to you right now. I'd be going through every memory that we made, getting even more excited for the future. Now look at the writing. Oh, my word. His confession is even a lie. I know, right? Nice time for this to come out with a lawsuit of his parent. I know. Look at the type. Look at the timing. Okay, wait. What does someone say here? Wait. PDF. Can you please send me that to Grizzly True Crime right now, if you can? Can you please send me that over here? Just so that I have it. I'm just going to look at this right now. Because this is the Fox News site. That's why I'm like, why is it not on here? I thought it was on here. Thank you. Yeah, we need a writing expert, right? Oh, my word. Okay, so I'd be going through every memory we made, getting even more excited for the future. But we've lost our future, and I can't live without you. I've lost every day we could have spent together, every holiday. I'll never get to play with Cat? Total BS. He said loved and not love. I know, right? Thank you. Please keep catching these words. I also want to make sure I get this email. It was like it was written on his knee. Yeah, but only the first page, right? I think it's crazy. Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm seeing so many messages now. Whoa, my inbox is blowing up. My inbox is blowing up, guys. Thank you, Caroline. Thank you for sending me that. Let's just see this. I can't see it on here. Nope. He didn't lose anything. He killed his future. So I wish I was right by your side. I wish I could be talking to you right now. I'd be going through every memory we made, getting even more excited for the future. But we've lost our... wow, it's so hard to read. We've lost our future. I will find that one just now. If you guys send it to me, especially on Twitter or something, please do. Thank you. Great material on the case. All right. I can't live without you. We've lost every day we could have spent together. That's again past, yeah. Never get to play with Cat, and we'll get the redacted one just now, or the actual one, the typed out one. Never go hiking with TJ. I loved you more than anything. Yep. I can't, I'm guessing that's bear, but it's Bear, bear, to look at our photos, to recall great times, because it is why I cannot go on. Okay? Yeah, they should get a handwriting specialist. I agree. I'm just going to remove this. Please email me if you have the Fox article. I don't care if there's 100 of you that send it to me. Please email it to me if you find the Fox article that I just looked at. Otherwise, I'm going to go there to Andy's channel and look at it there. If I can find the exact link. A bump on the head could cause... No way. No way. There's no way. There's no freaking way. Okay. So it gets worse, okay? When I close my eyes, I mean, suddenly now I can't spell. When I close my eyes, I will think of laying on the roof of the van, falling asleep to the sight of a meteor shower at the Crystal Geyser. I will always love you. Okay? That's the first page. Then we go on. If you were reading Gab's journal, looking at photos from our life together, flipping through old cards, you wouldn't want to live a day without her. What is he talking about? Knowing that every day you'll wake up without her, you wouldn't want to wake up. I'm sorry to everyone this will affect. Gabby was the love of my life. But, what? Wait, but I know... I'm sorry. I'm just looking at the actual notes. This is how I would read it. I went live very quick to be here with you. Thank you for sending the letter to me. I'm looking. You guys are awesome. Who posted what? This email address of mine is like, damn, what's going on? Thank you. Ah, beautiful. Okay. Thank you to Sunshine. I smell bull. Yeah, exactly. This pen dizzy. Sniff. I smell burr. It gets worse. Trust me. Thank you for this letter. Okay, so let me get that. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm going to open that for you so that you can see it, and then we'll look at the actual writing, because that's much easier to do. Let's look at let's look at what is actually typed out and what we can understand from what he wrote there, and then we'll go back and look at the writing. Okay, so stand by. We'll open this. Thank you to Karen. Yes. Hope you guys are having fun. Thank you for being here. I know that lots of people are live right now, and I really appreciate you all being here with me. So much. Okay. So here we go. Okay. So let's read this one first. All right. Catching up on high speed. Gabby, I wish I was right at your side. I wish I could be talking to you right now. I'd be going through every memory we've made, getting even more excited for the future. I can't live without you. I've lost every day we could have spent together, every holiday. I'll never get to play with, unintelligible. That's what I was, see, unintelligible. But it looks like cat, and I wonder if he's talking about Cassie or what, but I don't know. Or his nieces, nephews. I'll never get to play with again. Never go hiking with TJ. I loved you. Yeah, past tense more than anything. I can't bear to look at our photos, to recall great times, because it is why I cannot go on. When I close my eyes, I will think of laying on the roof of the van, falling asleep to the sight of a meteor shower at the Crystal Geyser. I will always love you. If you were reading Gab's journal, looking at the photos from our life together, flipping through old cards, you wouldn't want to live a day without her. Knowing that every day you'll wake up without her, you wouldn't want to wake up. I'm sorry to everyone this will affect. Gabby was the love of my life, but I know adored by many. He says, but I know adored by many. See, he knew from there that, like, whoa, this case blew up. This case blew right up. Akil, if you want to use the cool emojis, you just got to become a member. Click the join button if you can. And then you can, or are you a member? Wait. No, your name's not highlighted in green here on my side. So yeah, you got to become a member that you get to use all the cool emojis. And thanks to Copper Horse for gifting a lot of memberships yesterday. I might even be able to add another emoji soon. The more members I have, the more emojis I unlock. Okay, that's how that works. So let's go on. So if you were reading Gab's journal, I mean, that's a weird sentence too. Looking at the photos from our life together. Right, so I'll read that, okay. Gabby was the love of my life, but I know adored by many. Okay, I'm so very sorry to her family because I love them. I mean, that's going to make them mad. I'd consider her younger siblings my best of friends. I'm sorry to my family. This is a shock to them as well as a terrible grief. What, Brian? When you say this is a shock to them, as well as a terrible grief, so they know, right? They knew, right? Oh, is this how they know that they know? You know what I mean? Yes, and was. You tagged me on Twitter. Thank you so much, Porcupine Pancake Art. Cool name, cool name. Thank you. Thank you, everyone who sent me the letter. Yeah, where is Gabby's journal? Interesting, because like if you were reading it, is this like written to try to get them to show Gabby's journal now? Or what? You know what I mean? Thank you, DG. Love you, Gisela K. Thank you for all you do. You're my favorite channel, and I found through watching many of your videos, we have a lot in common. Thank you, and thank you for being a member. Welcome, members. Welcome, mods. Welcome, everyone. So we continue on. Is it okay? Can you guys see? Do you want me to zoom in a little more? I'll zoom in. Oh, now it's nice and full screen. Okay, so. Right, so this is a shock to them as well as a terrible grief. Oh, really? So they know, right? They knew. Okay. They loved as much, if not more than me. I mean, what are you trying to say? It didn't look like it to us. They actually ripped Gabby's picture out of their grass, the posters, and ran inside with it. So they loved as much, if not more than me. Are you crazy? Whoever wrote this? A new daughter to my mother. Okay. An aunt to my, so obviously nephews, nieces, whatever, right? Please do not make this harder for them. This occurred as an unexpected tragedy. Oh, yeah, right. As if we've ever, in true crime, or as human beings in general, heard of blunt force trauma and strangulation as an unexpected tragedy. Yeah, okay. Yeah, notice he's the victim here, not Gabby. Poor Brian. Oh, shame, poor Brian. And he's also a hero, which is typical narcissist fashion. If you didn't realize, when I snark it up, it's usually at narcissists. I've survived quite a few of those in my life. You learn how to survive them. You know, once when I said that, like, all my parents were basically narcissists, mother, father, stepfather, stepmother, all of them. And then people are like, well, then are you one? You learn to survive them. And amazingly, I developed massive amounts of empathy. Yeah, by surviving all these people, right? My word. And yeah, you guys know. I know that you guys know in the chat that I know a lot of you have been through narcissistic abuse yourself. You guys email me about it, you tell me about it. I know a lot of us have this in common, and we can smell it right here. This is poor me. I did the best I could. I'm so sorry. It's almost like I know I'll be missed. I just don't believe he wrote it though, right? Yeah, you can spot them a mile away. I sniff them out. So when I get snarky, right, when we do the whole baby boy and all the snarky stuff, it's towards these narcissists, and especially if they become freaking killers. Wow, then I really, really get mad. Really. Okay. So they say, interesting. They loved as much, if not more than me. A new daughter to my mother, and aunt to my nephew. Don't make this harder for them. This occurred as an unexpected tragedy. Rushing back to our car. Now listen to this. Are you ready, guys? Are you ready? Rochelle Pronzo, are you ready? Because you were like, what? Are you ready? You'll be shocked when you read this. Fox News released this. Michael Ruiz, a guy on Twitter, wrote this. Apparently the article wrote it. I don't know. And then Fox News. That's what I'm going to say. Fox News. Okay. Oh, I'm not trying to throw shade at Michael, by the way. I follow him on Twitter. No shade thrown. I'm just trying to give you the answer. Where did this come from? Now listen to this. Listen, picture it. Because I'm a visual learner, as are many of you. That's why you like my presentations and all my aesthetics and color matching. So visualize this. It makes no sense. Rushing back to our car, trying to cross the streams of Spread Creek before it got too dark to see, too cold. Now, bro, you set up a campsite across the creek. We looked at it. We did a huge map time. The creek was freaking shallow at the time. Okay? Super shallow. Now, why would you set up camp just to try to run across back to the car where you parked it for days in a spot that wasn't supposed to be parked? Why? Why are you guys running across the creek to try to get back to the car? That makes no sense. In my mind, they were across the creek. They set up camp, and Brian lost his friggin' mind. And I think Gabby did try to run because they were footprints, remember? I thought they have a van and not a car, exactly. So listen to this. Rushing back to our car. Excuse me, Brian, it was Gabby's car. Okay. rushing back to our car, trying to cross the streams of Spread Creek before it got too dark to see, too cold. Right, on the day you had that huge fight, huh? At that little restaurant, right? I hear a splash and a scream. I could barely see. I couldn't find her for a moment. Shouted her name. I mean, bro, like who? Yes, Saleo, you're gonna get me going. He stole her money. He wrote a fake message to her mother about her grandfather calling him Stan. He drove her van while updating his Spotify playlist. He went to a pizza shop. He stole her money, put new stickers on the van, probably washed the van, then went camping, also mowed the lawn, went for a walk and a bicycle ride, and then went out to the swamp. Okay, all of that. Don't forget. I will never forget. This is where my memory comes in handy, guys, because I don't forget any of these details. I'm like, I don't need to jog no memory here. It's in here. We're going to go. Okay, so moving right along. Sorry. I'm sorry again if I'm screaming into the mic today. I'm like, whoa. Okay. Pure fiction. Pure fiction. I mean, just picture it. Once again, rushing back to our car, trying to cross the streams of Spread Creek. Bruh, it was shallow as hell. Before it got too dark to see, too cold. Was it not full moon that night? We all looked at that out of interest. Hey, Akil, you did it. Congratulations. Welcome to membership, Akil George. Hope you enjoy the emojis that you like. Remember, it was almost full moon, am I right? So too dark to see? Lies. Someone didn't do their homework when they wrote this. I hear a splash and a scream. Why? Why do you hear a scream? Why? I could barely see. I couldn't find her for a moment. Shouted her name. I found her breathing heavily, gasping my name. Now listen, you guys, I hope you're having fun over here because I know this is a very dark topic. So I don't mean fun. You know what I mean when I say that because I'm like, this is ridiculous. It's not fun times. We are here for justice for Gabby, and this is freaking BS. I'm actually like literally getting like a little hive here because I'm just like getting agitated by what's written here. Okay, because I hear a splash and a scream. I could barely see. I couldn't find her for a moment. Did you go blind for a second there, bro? Shouted her name. I found her breathing heavily, gasping my name. Now, why would she be gasping his name? And then suddenly, she was freezing cold. Okay. We had just come from the blazing hot national parks in Utah. Okay. The temperature had dropped to freezing, and she was soaking wet. I carried her as far as I could down the stream towards the car. Oh, now you know where the car is, though. Now you know where it is? So even though you can't see her and you're screaming her name, now suddenly you get to her, pick her up, and you carry her down the stream towards the car, stumbling, exhausted, in shock. Why are you exhausted all of a sudden, bro? Why? Why are you exhausted? Oh, we can go over this for a while. Now suddenly he's exhausted? When my knees buckled and knew I couldn't safely carry her. Do you know how light Gabby is? Gabby was tiny. Of course he could pick her up. We have photos and videos of him doing just that. Now he's making like, well, this letter's making like, I couldn't carry her. Now listen to this. I started a fire. How? Okay, so you're busy, visualize again. So he's busy. She's like, tripped, fell. He's a terrible writer. Okay, if he wrote this, terrible writer. Tripped, fell. She's gasping his name I'm in his mind. This is his little vision, right? So he picks her up, and now they're heading towards the car. But the very next sentence says, very next sentence is about making a fire. What? I started a fire and spooned her as close to the heat. She was so thin, had already been freezing too long. Well, if she was so thin, why couldn't you carry her? Why? Yeah, this guy's in La La Land. So frustrating. Oh my word. Okay. I couldn't at the time realize that I should have started a fire first, but I wanted her out of the cold back to the car. From where I started the fire, I had no idea how far the car might be. Only knew it was across the creek. Dude, we know you set up camp there. So what is he talking about? Oh my word. Knew it was across the creek. When I pulled Gabby out of the water, the water was very shallow at the time. When I pulled her out of the water, she couldn't tell me what hurt. Oh, I thought she was gasping your name, though, so I think she would have. I'm saying it like that. This is no, Gabby, I do not believe any of this happened like this. That's why I'm saying it like this. I'm pulling apart the lies, okay? Yeah, on top of violently murdering her, he continues to write a BS story. Yep, pretty much. Yep. Savior complex, narcissist writing a fictional confession. Exactly, Cosmic Shy. It's so disgraceful. All right, so then he goes like this. When I pulled Gabby out of the water, she couldn't tell me what hurt. She had a small bump on her forehead that eventually got larger. Her feet hurt. Her wrist hurt. But she was freezing, shaking violently. While carrying her, she continually made sounds of pain. Laying next to her, she said little, lapsing between violent shakes, gasping in pain, begging for an end to her pain. She would fall asleep, and I would shake her awake, fearing she couldn't close her eyes if she had a concussion. Okay, so between the spooning and the fire, now he's shaking her awake too. Yes, because if someone has a concussion, you're going to shake them like this, right? Yeah, and I thought she couldn't tell him what hurt. Exactly. Yes, Candy. Exactly. Can you believe it? He's like, she couldn't tell me what hurt. And then one sentence later, her feet hurt, her wrist hurt, but she was freezing, shaking violently. Wow. This is just like, how dumb do they think everyone is? Story is pure fiction. Yeah, planned release of this notebook, Roberta. It's really bad teenage stuff. So I don't know. I don't even think he wrote this, honestly. Okay. Very immature writing. I can't see what, okay. Yes, I agree. Mods need to deal with Josh. Okay. Moving right along. We do not do victim blaming over here, ever. Okay. There's other channels for that, if you like that. That's not over here. Moving right along. So, she would fall asleep. I shake her awake, fearing she wouldn't close eyes if she had a concussion. Wouldn't you fear shaking someone if they had a concussion? Then he says, or it says, she would wake in pain, start the whole painful cycle again, while furious that I was the one waking her. Okay. She would wake in pain, start the whole painful cycle again, furious that I was the one waking her. She wouldn't let me try to cross the creek. Thought like me that this fire would go out in her sleep and she'd freeze. I don't know the extent of Gabby's injuries, only that she was in extreme pain. I ended her life. I thought it was merciful. That is what she wanted. But I now see all the mistakes I made. I hear a lot of I over here, right? I know. How long did it last? All right. So we continue on. I panicked. I was in shock. But from the moment I decided, took her pain away, I knew I couldn't go on without her. I want to tell you after what I really think is going on here. I rushed home. Rushed home? No. You hitchhiked. You got your alibis. You offered people lots of money in order to get those alibis. Then you got in Gabby's van, drove it home across the country while updating your Spotify playlists. Okay, don't forget, you needed music, okay? You also needed snacks. Then stole her money, got home, mowed the lawn, went on a walk with mommy and daddy, then fought DeSoto for some s'mores, a bit of camping, photo time. Rushed home to spend any time I had left with my family. I wanted to drive north and let James or TJ kill me. But I wouldn't want them to spend time in jail over my mistake, even though I'm sure they would have liked to. I don't think they would have liked to, okay? This is again someone saying, these people, whoever they are, would have died for me. No, probably not. And definitely not after finding out what you did to Gabby. For real. Not this BS you're writing here. Okay? I am ending my life, not because of fear of punishment, but rather because I can't stand to live another day without her. I've lost our whole future together. Every moment we could have cherished. I'm sorry for everyone's loss. Wow. I think he feels sorry for their loss, meaning him. You know what I mean? Please do not make life harder for my family. This is the second time, okay? They lost a son and a daughter. The most wonderful girl in the world. Gabby, I'm sorry. I have killed. No, this is again in past tense, writing like a ghost over here. I have killed myself by this creek in the hopes that animals may tear me apart, that it may make some of her family happy. I mean, are you crazy? You know what would make her family happy? You actually showing up, justice being served, not what they're going through now. You going to trial, going to jail, time for the crime, Actually fessing up, not making up a little horse poop like this. Please pick up all of my things. Gabby hated people who litter. Now, I do not believe Gabby hated anyone. She was a wonderful woman. So to say Gabby, he didn't say Gabby hated it when people litter. He says Gabby hated people who litter. See, that sounds like Brian. No, you hated people. Hated people, yes, who litter. Even called them, what did he call them? Vermin. I don't know what. Something when they went, there was that one trip they did to that like waterfall place. And he was saying like, oh, all these humans are just ruining it for everyone. Remember that? Woo, not lost, threw away. Why didn't he take it to the van, turn the gear on and drive her to the ER? Even call. Oh, wait. There's so much we can say here, guys. Crazy. I need a drink, right? Oh, I've got a fake tattoo on, by the way. It's not real. I just tried. So friend sent me this, and I just tried it. Okay, in case you're like, what is that? So it's just being creative for a day. Okay, Mr. Grizzly's eyes were like, what? Okay. So remember when he sent from her phone after this? Okay, because we narrowed down the day. Yeah, parasites. That's what he said. Exactly. He called humans parasites. Exactly. Do you remember when he sent the fake text about, can you help Stan? I just keep missing his calls and messages. Use their phone for that. Remember that we learned from the FBI, from what the Petitas also shared. Huh? Remember that they said Brian was sending messages between his phone and her phone. Yes, to like pretend that they were still talking to each other after her death. Remember that? So this whole letter is total BS. His narcissism is off the scale. And if it's learned narcissism, or if he just is one, or anyone in his family is, if it's mom or dad. Oh, thank you, Amber. Yes, I quite like it myself. I quite like it. Now I'm gonna have to make it rain so I could save up to actually get some, huh? Okay. Oh, thank you so much. I hope I look okay. Damn, I've been in front of this camera all day. My word, I haven't even checked. I haven't done a check if I look okay. I hope I look okay. Not that that's important. I'm just saying. I just realized. Whoa. Okay. I just hear lie. So remember when you were sending text messages between their phones to pretend like they were still talking to each other? Yes. I mean, thank you, Cosmic Shy. I mean, if you go and watch Popcorn Planet, okay, this is where the story broke. I was there, thank goodness. When Andy first started reading it, I actually got tears in my eyes. I teared up. I thought I was gonna cry, okay, because I'm like, oh my word, yeah. I just was so overwhelmed. Like, we're actually gonna read the words of this notebook, okay? Started crying because it was like, oh man, he's really gonna confess now. If you watch it, my tears went right back in. They came out for a second, they got sucked right back in because I'm like, wait, what? As it went on, he is a cowardly liar. Remember when the Moab body cam footage? Remember when Gabby was saying they had a terrible morning? They've been fighting all morning and all that. And remember what he said? He's like, we had a really good morning so far. Yeah, it's been really good. He's a liar. I would speculate a pathological liar. Lies all the time. And by this letter, if he wrote it. Okay, so I need to actually do a poll to figure out if you guys think he wrote it or not. That's going to be an interesting one. So let's do that. Shall we? Let's go. Do you think Brian wrote this letter? That's the first question. Do you think he wrote the letter? Okay. Yes or no? Wait, we're going to add an option. Here we go. Happy Friday, Grizzlies. Exactly. He makes me sick. He makes me so sick. You guys thought, I mean, Melon Boy, Micro Melon, all that. People were like, you're going to be sorry when you learn that he's maybe dead or whatever. I'm still not sorry. Freaking Micro Melon, freaking, oh my word. Okay, wait, sorry. The poll is not up there. Hello, we don't want that option. Yes, yes. Ask your community. Go, go, go. Thank you. No, okay. The poll is coming. Sorry about that. Thank you, Mountain Guy. So, he wants us to believe. I could rehash this all day long. He wants us to believe that he did this merciful thing. No. If I really, I don't know if I actually want to. I was going to say exactly what I think happened. I'll try to do that gently. I'll try to do it gently. I'll give you an example, okay? Some people who, I don't want to say snap, you guys, I know, you guys don't like that word. Some people who commit violent crimes really let out their rage on one person. And this could have been the beginning of a serial killer type vibe for him, you know? Anyway, some people who get to that dark place, the switch flips or something, they would, from everything that I've read, they quite enjoy the whole strangulation, and then the person comes back to consciousness, do it again, back to consciousness, do it again, that type of thing. I think, put it this way, what I'm saying is, like, I think he did that. I also think the lying close to the fire is a problem. I think he's trying to account for how her remains were found, clues that were left there. I think he's trying to make up stuff so that it makes sense. Like, we were lying really close to the fire, you know, and like I heard her running, she fell. I don't know quite what her injuries were. She had some kind of bump on her head. I think she ran away from him and he threw a rock at her, something like that, you know, dragged her back to the campsite, things like that. Okay, now I'm going to stop because I don't want to get graphic. Oh, thank you. Whew, he read some weird books, in my opinion. Oh, yeah, you guys, if you saw me analyze the books that he read, I did a whole episode on that. I think I did a few even. Okay, let's see what you guys are answering. That's going to be interesting as hell. Do you think Brian wrote this letter? 26% say yes, 52% say no, and 21% say some of it. I'm almost on the page of some of it. I just need a sip of water. Hold on. I've been talking for a few hours. When Gabby apologized for him at the restaurant, he couldn't process it and lost it completely. That too. It was this whole escalation of things. It was like the Moab body cam footage, Moonflower Co-op, fight outside there, DV situation, baby boy gets put up in a motel. Oh my word, that's just like horrendous. Okay, and okay, and don't even come for me if you're over here saying she's the aggressor. Don't even. Okay, no, I'm not on that team at all. Okay, there's other channels for that, as I say. I think it was both his parents that wrote it. I'm going to get to, I think it was who wrote it. Okay, so there's the body cam footage thing. There's his humiliation. He was so worried it's going to be on paper. It's going to go to court. What is he going to do? Remember? And then, yeah, we've got that little, Mary Piglet's Tex-Mex restaurant they went to on the day that Gabby was murdered. Went to the restaurant, alleged fight, even though now the restaurant says, no, there was no fight. I know you got to protect your business, but there was a fight, right? There were witnesses there. Go back to Spread Creek, set up camp across from the car, the vehicle. Yes. Make a fire. There was a little fire pit and everything. And I think bad things happened there. I really do think in the night Gabby tried to run away from him. I really do think that. But I think he probably caught up to her or threw something or did something like that. Remember how they marked as well all the spots? Even there was a rock that was painted a little bit. Interesting. This could also be the story that he told his parents, and so he felt that he had to hold his story. I just think his parents knew where he was the whole time. I mean, Lauren, it could be. But I really feel more, what I immediately see, okay, so with my intuition, is Bertolino sitting there telling them what to write. Because he didn't use notebooks like that in general. He wouldn't use a crappy little notebook like that. He had proper notebooks. This guy loved notebooks. He loved art. He loved writing, drawing, painting. So I don't understand how he'd have this crappy little flip notebook. I mean, I think we were all expecting more like a hardcover notebook, right? Especially something that would last. So if it's this little flip notebook, even in a dry bag, you think that's gonna last? I mean, it did apparently, but wow. I think he wrote it because he had to have the last word. Gizzy Sue. I mean, yeah, if he wrote it, that would be why he wrote it, yes. To have the last word, to be merciful, to make absolutely no sense, to confuse the crap out of everyone, and to really just also, if he wrote it, what an immature mind he had. Wow. Right? Someone just said it's kind of waterproof notebook, write in rain, cold. Is it? Is that why? I mean, it just looks. I've got some of those. I can't reach for it now. I've got a whole trolley full of notebooks, and I actually have some of those little ones. I used to carry them around, when I was in my flying days, just to write little notes like that. So it looks like one of those, but I don't know. Has anyone compared the handwriting? Not yet, but we might do that because I do have a video where we analyzed every post he did on Instagram. If you missed that, I think it was like over 2 hours long. It's on my playlist, the Gabby Petito case and Brian Laundrie, if you want to see it. So we will have a look at that. This is very weird. It's very weird how his dad found the bag very quick. That's a bit odd. So he could have planted it in there then. See, initially these types of theories, I was like, maybe. I mean, it is weird, but it's like, I wonder. But now it's even more weird. Okay, you guys are still voting. Thank you to all 816 people who are here. Thank you. It's nice to have you back here. Where have you been? I got live streams every week. I hope you'll join some more of them. And here we thought we're just going to do like a little crime catch-up, huh? I mean, there are updates in some other cases, yes. But I think right now, this is what's most important. This is what we're discussing right here, right now. He killed her and saying Gabby hurt herself just wrong. So he wants us to believe that it's as if, I mean, also to say like she ran and then he heard a scream. I almost thought he was going to say someone else attacked her or something, but he didn't go there. He ran, she screamed, he couldn't find her for a moment, and then it's like she's in the water. So he makes like she slipped and fell and hit her head. That's what he's making. But instead of then just using the phones, which either they had on them or they were in the car, just run to the car. It really wasn't far. It really wasn't far, remember? Military issued waterproof notebooks, of course they're possible, but would he have that? Brian Laundrie? Would he? If he truly loved her, then why kill her, then leave her body? This makes no sense exactly. He's like, I really loved her. Right. So after you had mercifully taken her life, wow. I'm offended by what he wrote, if he wrote it. Whoever wrote it, I'm offended by it. Very much. Okay? Because whoever wrote it, what an insult to Gabby. Like, I had to do it. That's what she wanted. Don't you put words in her mouth, okay? And he's put quite a few words in her mouth in this letter already. So you basically saying she wanted you to, so you did something merciful, but now in your hindsight you realize your mistakes. Okay, what are those mistakes? If you realize now it's a mistake, then why? Tell us why it was a mistake. Tell us. It's because you got caught, bro. This case got bigger than you would have ever imagined, right? So why didn't he want her to survive the injury? Exactly. So even if she's saying please, as in in his mind she's begging him to end her life, you don't do it then. You get help. There was zero effort to get help. For him to even say, spooning her, holding her, wrists hurt, feet hurt. It's very interesting if you think about the things he's saying. Injury to her head, and she did die of blunt force trauma and strangulation. Injury to her head. Okay. Then he says wrists and feet hurt. That's scary. If you think about him actually saying that, because what really happened? Oh man, Ronna. His last words, Gabby hated people. How disgusting of him. Or whoever wrote it. Yeah, Dodolino could have provided the military notebook. Interesting. Yeah, great idea to have a poll. Okay. So I just can go on about this. It's just like he wants us to believe she ran, slipped, fell, hit her head, basically. Then he carries her towards the car, but also towards the fire. I mean, those are two separate places. And from where she would have fallen is in the middle, let's say, in the middle, towards the car, in a way. It's closer to campsite, but if she ran Remember where they put 2 memorials down? Where that one memorial is right close to the water. There was a rock there that they like painted, okay, as evidence or whatever. So let's say she ran, slipped, fell because she's trying to run away from him so much, and there were footprints, remember? Okay, now you're going to pick her up and drag her back to camp and then spoon her really close to the fire and say that her wrists and feet were hurt, and she was really close to the fire. It makes me very worried about what he actually did. You know, horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. I think he was monstrous that night. Yeah, she must have been totally afraid of his rage and knew she was in danger. Yeah, I mean, just even based on what he fed his mind, because there's no, I mean, there's always lots of people who just disagree, right? People agree and disagree, but it's not about, like, for instance, Jeffrey Dahmer really liked to watch The Exorcist. So then they're like, oh, so if I watch The Exorcist, does it make me a Dahmer? No. But it's about how he processed it and about how much he watched it and about him rocking back and forth and chanting in Latin, okay? That is how it affected Jeffrey Dahmer. It doesn't mean it affects everyone else negatively. Now, Brian Laundrie and his obsession with all those books what was that author's name again? Oh, man, I've got it here somewhere. Remember, wait, it's coming to me. Damn it. Do you remember? That's one thing. I can't remember the author's name. All these books he was reading, it's all very much dark, very dark. His art was so dark. Remember, we analyzed his Pinterest, his Instagram, dark. His mind was a swamp. And I think that swamp came out that night. I think the demons in him just, and I mean that kind of figuratively, obviously, it just came out. And it must have been horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. Jackie McLean, thank you for your £10 super sticker. I appreciate the support for the channel. Thank you so much. Yeah, his artwork was demonic. Yes? Yes. This one. Okay, wait. You hear me typing. There it is. Wait for it. Chuck Palahniuk. That one. He was obsessed with his books. I mean, in their van, he just had so many of his books. He carried his books all around. He's always posing with the books. And it is dark. I've only read one of them, which is why I had my ridiculous speculation, which I still have, about how he possibly ended his life. It's just, he's gross, okay? The things that Brian Laundrie fed his mind, I think it was really a horrible space to be in, you know? And yeah, he was obsessed with himself. That's the other one. Yeah, if you fall by yourself, injuries can't be that bad. Greetings from Berlin. Hello. Greetings from the Netherlands, everyone. Yes, a National Geographic was said to be a starter to his obsession to murder. I love the magazine, and most of us wouldn't think. Yeah, exactly, you see. Most of us wouldn't. Yes. I know. Slay was like, me too. I was relatively composed all the time, but this now, you see, we're gonna get unhinged over here. It's just absolutely terrible. What? In an alternate worse universe, Brian finds a cult after surviving his swamp time. Yeah, he's maybe still in Area X. Remember how we looked at that as well? Yeah, she had a whole life in front of her. She was hurt. He should have taken her to hospital. I mean, it was her car, and he used her phone and his phone and their Spotify playlist. It's not about, I'm just saying he took a lot of actions after that. And he ate, and he drank, and he pooped, and he showered. He lived his life. He just went on, and he left her there. I think I took a little bit of a tangent. So after all that mercy, hold on, everyone, hold that thought. Rob, thank you so much for your $10 super sticker and for all your amazing support. Rob is a VIP patron, a VIP member, supporting with super stickers and a mod. Oh my word, thank you so much, Rob. And you've got the coolest collection of Grizzly mugs. Yes. Okay. So to think that he thinks it was merciful, but then he hitchhiked. Remember all that? He hitchhiked to the Colter Bay Village area. 2 people gave him a ride, allegedly. 2 people gave him a ride, got back in the van, sped home, but also just like withdrew all her money. Because why not do that, right? Withdrew all her money, stopped at a pizza place? Okay. Interesting. Still drove home. He wasn't like racked with guilt and just couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. He had pizza. He went home for dinner. He had s'mores around the campsite, around the campfire with his family. This guy's so selfish. Oh my word. He even put new stickers on the van. Remember that? Wow. For those just tuning in, you're like, just tuning in. It's a whole damn show here. Yes. Oh, the hitchhike. Exactly. You're having flashbacks now. Remember, guys? He flagged the van down. No, he shut the door when someone came along. That too. Remember the door closing? Oh my word. The new stickers on the van. I mean, we can go on. It's just inappropriate to write this whole story. Even if it were true, it's not helpful to anyone but him. That's the point. I know, but it just makes it all worse. It makes it terrible. I agree. Yes. I truly believe when Brian returned home for the supposed storage unit, remember that? His mama encouraged him to end it with Gabby. Brian ended forever. Yeah, she probably encouraged him to end it with Gabby, and he might have taken that quite literally. Yeah, he's like, yes, he's going back, but like, that is disgusting. He should have just stayed at home. He was, and that's if. Are we going to find out? I really do hope we find out. If I'm still checking how you guys are voting. I hope we see some receipts of did he fly home or drive Gabby's van home. The reason I say that is because of how the distance and how he drove in whatever state he was in. You know, on who knows what possible alleged speculative kind of drug, you just don't know, or it's just a whole bunch of Red Bulls or Monster energy drinks, I don't know. But like going home from Spread Creek, right, to his mama's house, remember that? So between the 17th and the 23rd, he could have actually driven home, been there for a day, and come back with the van. I really hope that van is some sort of tracker. Can they check that? Or did he really fly? I don't know if he flew. I don't buy that. Kathy Richardson, thank you for your $5 super sticker. Bertolino released this, and I'm quite sure the Laundrie's got paid for exclusive. Yes. And I think Bertolino either told his clients what to write or he wrote it. Bertolino. Sorry if he's watching. Okay, I know. He gets... Well, actually, I shouldn't be sorry. Why am I saying sorry to him? I'm a word. That is true. Brian was an incel who got lucky when Gabby accepted him. And look how he lashed out. He flew home August 17th. Well, that's what we know. That's what I'm talking about. But we don't know if he flew home because we never saw receipts. We never saw air tickets. We never saw flight tickets. We never knew who he flew with or what really happened. And Gabby was just apparently in the hotel the whole time? Yeah, right. Why would she be like that in the hotel the whole time? Unless she was already a little bit injured then, which I highly, highly suspect. But I think, speculatively, there's a possibility he could have taken the van, left her in that hotel room with no transport, with maybe just her phone because she phoned her dad, and gone somewhere and she didn't know when he's coming back. Right? Oh, yeah, I mentioned it twice. Sorry, the Spotify playlist, because that was my thing. That was my jam. I was on it. That is what's going to feature in the British documentary where I'll have my 5 seconds. 5 seconds is what they've chosen out of all my footage here, or all the videos I made on this Gabby Petito case, is exactly that right there. When I'm like, he updated his Spotify playlist. Because remember, we started looking at all that, his Instagram, his Spotify, his everything. So, oh yes, I will not forget, nor do I forget the type of songs he chose to put on there. If you guys missed out on all that, please do revisit my playlist. Okay, because you're going to, I rewatch some of it myself sometimes because I'm like, oh my word, remember that? It was so hectic. Who released this copy? Fox News. Okay, so here, put it back on. We've got Fox News Live, Gabby Petito murder, Brian Laundrie's notebook confession revealed, I ended her life, by Michael Ruiz, who was apparently the guy who followed the Laundries around when they found the dry bag and all that. Interesting. I do not know, Stephanie. Okay, worldwide exclusive. Worldwide exclusive. Brian Laundrie's parents inside Mayakachi Creek Environmental Park in Florida. Oh, you want to show us this or what? What's going on here? Remember this? Oh, yes, we remember. Who leaked it? Mm-hmm. Thank you, Rob. Remember this? Bertolino leaked, I believe. I also bet so. I would also bet. So this is the point at which they told them they found things. Oh my word. They found it real quick. I'm just watching. I'm still watching the body language a little bit over here. Yeah, this was weird. So this was by Fox News. I believe that Michael Dude was here at the time. I did hear what they were saying before. I really turned it up before. I can't turn it up much now. But it was kind of just saying, yeah, we found some things. We found some. I mean, Roberta's holding the dry bag. Why is that not evidence at that point? This random dude with his dog. He's like, oh, okay, just walking by.
How you doing?
Whoever leaked it, it does give proof they knew. Yes, we'll go over that again.
He's everybody's friend, but he doesn't just
Leaky Dirtolino. No, none of us can make out right now what they're saying. But yeah, we've looked at it before. Whew, this is intense, people. This is intense. Let's just pin all of these. Okay. So, the first public glimpse. A glimpse? Oh, there's more, is there? First public glimpse of a confession Brian Laundrie left in a notebook in the Florida swamp where he killed himself last year reveals his final words. Right? So that's what they say. We're going to look at it again. I promised you we'd go back to this. Ooh, my bad. I just, wait. We go up. There we go. Okay. So we're back to looking at the actual words he wrote. Well, someone wrote. He wrote, someone wrote. I don't know. Let's say he wrote. Brian was very possessive of Gabby. He was always worried that she would cheat on him. Gab wasn't even allowed to have a girls' night out. I know, right? Remember that? Wow, the family is disgusting to me. This family, yeah, I agree. Yes. Not since Patsy's Manson note, homo speculation. Yes. Okay. So here we have it again. I wish I was right at your side. I wish I could be talking to you right now. I'd be going, just look at it, and look at the type of writing as well. I'm just going to zoom in here quickly. I'd be going through every memory we've made, getting even more excited for the future. Okay, are you reading with me? Just looking at how it's written as well. Very slanted up to the right. Then it suddenly starts curving, and then later it gets straight. So what would that? Why that? It's almost in my mind. I feel like he might have written this page, maybe. But then the rest feels very legal. Legal nonsense, huh? What do you think? I don't know. Just like, ooh, let's finish the story for him. I don't know. I don't know. But they've had this notebook this whole time, remember? That's the other problem. Okay, so wait. I'd be going through every memory we've made, getting even more excited for the future. I can't live without you. I've lost every day we could have spent together. Every holiday. I'll never get to play with. And now here you can sort of see it says like cat. And I don't know what he wrote there. It's like cat something. That's they say unintelligible on here. So I'm just trying to make out what the heck he wrote there. Never get to play with them again. Yeah, like on his knee, exactly. It feels like he wrote this on his knee, but then afterwards it gets so super straight and like, what the heck? So in my mind, in my gut feeling, I feel like he might have written this first page. The rest, I don't believe he wrote the rest. Okay, so let's say if he wrote this speculatively, then he would have finished with, I'll never get to play with whatever again, never go hiking with TJ. I loved you more than anything. I can't bear to look at our photos to recall great times because it is why I cannot go on. When I close my eyes, I will think of laying on the roof of the van, falling asleep to the sight of a meteor shower at the Crystal Giza. I will always love you. That is where I think, in my own mind, okay, and it's my opinion, you can differ. I think this is where his letter ended. And then now what? Who wrote this? Or was this before? I don't know. Remember the car found in the swamp? Oh my word. Yes. Why would he not leave? Why would he need a dry bag out there? And to say Gabby hated people who litter. Listen, don't put those words in Gabby's mouth. Maybe Gabby hated litter, maybe, as we all do. But Gabby hated people who litter? No. You did, Brian. But anyway, the point is, if she did, why would you leave all your stuff out there? Why not leave it all in the car if this was your intention, right? So then if you were reading Gab's journal, I mean, it's almost like if you were, who's he talking to here? If you were reading Gab's journal, looking at the photos from our life together, flipping through old cards, you wouldn't want to live a day without her. That's weird. That's like projection. Like saying, look at the amazing woman I caught that you can't have, and you would understand if you just look at it. Knowing that every day you'll wake up without her. You wouldn't want to wake up. I'm sorry to everyone this will affect. Gabby was the love of my life. But I know, adored by many. Oh, you saw it on social media, did you? You saw this case blow right up, right? Because speculatively, he went out there on the 13th of September. Gabby was officially reported missing on the 11th. He went out on the 13th. And based on how the remains were found, could have died on that day. We don't know. Anyway, knowing that... sorry. I'm sorry to everyone this will affect. Gabby was the love of my life, but I know, adored by many. I'm so very sorry to her family because I love them. Okay. I'd consider her younger siblings my best of friends. I am sorry to my family. This is a shock to them as well as a terrible grief. That doesn't feel right. This part doesn't quite feel like Brian, and they're also kind of making spelling mistakes. Let's look at the first page and see if there are any mistakes like that. I wish I was right at your side. I wish I could be talking to you right now. I've been going through every memory we made, getting even more excited for the future. I'm just looking. If there have been major spelling mistakes here? No. He's even talking about a crystal geyser. The only thing he misspelled that I can see quickly here is I can't bear to look at our photos, right? He didn't write that page. So I think that this page he wrote on his knee, and that's that. And the rest of it, oh, this is different. Wait, what? Yes. My friend and his bio brother only met in their 40s. Their handwriting is identical. Family can share handwriting. That as well. Interesting. You know, and I would love to see... Wait, I just want to see something. This almost has the type of a slant, maybe tiny little bit of a left-handed person, not? A little bit? This page. But Brian was right-handed. Here you can see he would have been. Gregory, thank you so much. What about the scratch out? What is under that? Agree that writing looks different. I know. It's almost like here he wrote his little thing and all kinds, and he might have taken medication or done something. I know we looked at the autopsy. There was nothing in his system at that time, but it was skeletal remains. You know what I mean? So we just don't know if he had a bottle of Jack or something. We don't know because it was skeletal remains, okay? That might sound stupid, but I remember us going over the autopsy and going like, okay, but he could have taken something, and that at that point, how his remains were found, they wouldn't have known. Okay, so the thing is, there was a toxicology report, but there was so little to go on. In a way, that's I think where I'm getting it from. Anyway, my point is, if he had a lot to drink, or if he was just completely out of it or crying or something, we could have written like this. But then suddenly you're going to get like this afterwards. And the writing, the if you is bigger. It looks like it's written a little bit like a left-hand person. I also think the writing is way different. I think from here on, someone else started penning in some things. My brother wrote left-handed. He didn't write like that. Okay. I used to write with my left hand as a kid, and I was forced to write with my right. So now I'm like ambidextrous. And if I write with my left hand, I write like this. So I don't know. Brian was speculatively also ambidextrous because remember, he ended his own life allegedly with his... I'll just say allegedly. There's always room for speculation in this case, oh my word. With his non-dominant hand, with his left hand, which was so weird. Okay, so if you were reading Gab's journal, looking at photos from our life together, flipping through old cards. I mean, what cards? You wouldn't... Oh, old cards, okay, that they wrote to each other probably. You wouldn't want to live a day without her, knowing that every day you'll wake up without her. You wouldn't want to wake up. I'm sorry to everyone this will affect. Gabby was the love of my life, but I know adored by many. This just sounds like... Yeah, it just does sound like the parents writing it. It just does. I don't like to put crazy theories out there, but it just doesn't sound like him writing it anymore. I think he wrote the first page, and then here they're like, ooh, scratch out to make it look like Brian is thinking about things and scratching it out and then misspelling things all of a sudden. This sentence, I'd consider her younger siblings my best of friends. Why? Where's your best friends? Anyway, I am sorry to my family. This is a shock to them, as well as a terrible grief. And before that, he was talking about Gabby's death. That's how they know that this points to, this is not helping their case at all. If they wrote this is not helping the case. Because it's like, now we really know you knew. My gut feeling too, Jane. Brian's parents wrote the second page. My gut feeling. Same. Terrible grief. Now let's go to the next page. They loved as much, if not more, than me. I mean, who's writing this in the last moments? His parents loved Gabby more than him? No way. He just said Gabby was the love of his life. Why would Gabby be the love of their life? And they certainly didn't act like that and still don't. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's also a spiral notebook, like the first page didn't necessarily get written first. I don't know. Yep. Okay. I highly doubt this from Brian. So I'm reading from what I've got here so we can look at the actual writing here, right? They loved as much, if not more, than me, a new daughter to my mother. Instead of another daughter, why are you saying a new daughter? That sounds like Roberta writing it, because at that point she'd pretty much written off Cassie. Remember, she wasn't talking to her? Because they don't want to get in legal trouble with what. And then Cassie came out the house that one day and did that interview, and she said, "My parents are speaking to me." A new daughter, to my mother, an aunt to my nephews. Please do not make this harder for them. I think that's them being like, please leave us alone, get off our lawn, thanks. This occurred as an unexpected tragedy. See, that sounds like Bertolino. Rushing back to our car, trying to cross the streams of Spread Creek before it got too dark to see, too cold. What? I hear a splash and a scream. I could barely see. I couldn't find her for a moment. Shouted her name. Oh yeah, poof, she vanished, as if. I found her breathing heavily, gasping my name. She was freezing cold. We had just come from the blazing hot national parks in Utah. That's not where they were. Right? This occurred. Distancing language. Yes, very distancing language. They were in Moab, but they were at Spread Creek. I gotta go over this again in my mind. Hold on. Timeline. It's all coming back to me. All of it. I'm just like, wait, what? We had just come back from the super hot, the boiling hot parks, huh? But they hadn't camped there. They'd camped there already for like a day or two at Spread Creek. So what is he talking about? And you just came from the friggin' Merry Piglets. Wow. Anyway, we read through that, right? I love how whomever wrote this clearly thinks Brian is a pompous blowhard, right? Did you guys see, what Chuck book did you read? Ooh, I have to go look. Like a crappy movie. Do you want me to keep going over? We've got over an hour already. Do you want me to keep going over this, reading it while you look at the pages, or have we seen it now, right? We've seen it now. Okay. Right? Do you want to see the Bertolino interview that Brian Inton did? Because that's what I'm thinking of showing you. Because, whoa, he was saying like the Petitos were just tweeting. They didn't even extend an olive branch. That was horrible. I mean, look how beautiful the writing gets here. I mean, look at it. We go from page 1 being like this, and then suddenly it's getting straighter and even better and even better and even better. What? I mean, this is crazy. This story is not, in my mind, it's not written by Brian, who was actually there at the scene. This is a secondhand story that someone is writing, but they don't realize, damn, like we've all lived through all the details. This makes no sense. Look at how the writing from the second page on is different than the first page. I think someone else wrote the rest of the notes. Exactly. That's what we're saying. And some say it is the same writing and the same ink. It does look like the same ink, right? Wait, let's go to the first page. First page. I wish we could go the other way, but first page. Yes. Next. And they want us to also believe that this was probably in the dry bag. But then why did they say initially it would take them months to be able to even know what he wrote? And maybe they'll even only get a few words out, because they said by the time they found it, it was ruined. Right? You think it could be Berliner writing it, or what? Yes? Or telling his clients what to write. I don't think he would write it himself. He's too smart for that. He's a lawyer, after all. He'd be like, all right, this is what to write. Hey, what's up, A-Log94? Yeah, he blamed, but Brian Enton put him in his place. I know, this is terrible to end this whole letter. It's just like, okay, firstly, if we were to speculate that he's a narcissist, it's the typical pattern which we always go over, love bombing, just like loved her so much, like, well, okay, and past tense. Why don't you love her in this moment? Why is it past tense? Okay, you mean because she's dead? Is that why? But I don't know, it's weird. Yeah, you wrote close my eyes with a Z, that's weird. Very strange. Okay, but love bombing, playing the victim, the hero, okay, the victim, then the hero, and then afterwards saying, I mean, the last sentence, this doesn't even look like the same ink. Please pick up all of my things. Gabby hated people who litter. And why would he write her name always with such a small g? Why? Why does he do that? Let's see the first one. This is with a capital G. I know Fox News is right above it conveniently. This he wrote with a capital G, her name. And then capital G. And then from the second page, her name is always with a small one. I'm just saying. Yeah, just like my ex. I'm sure many of us said exes like this, parents like this, love bombing, victim card, hero, and then say something horrible that leaves the impression that the other person is the monster. So saying, Gabby hated people who litter. No, you can't say that. Gabby hated litter. Gabby hated it when people littered. That would be a sentence. Gabby hated people who litter. Oh, wow. No, that's you. That's you, dude. Yeah, the ink looks different because it was in the swamp and the FBI had to reconstruct the whole thing. Yep. I don't know if you wrote it. Sometimes if I'm trying to hurry and write it super messy. Oh, my word. Euthanizer? Yeah. For an artist, in his favorite spot in the tree, there's no picture, drawing, or doodle. I know, right? He even devalued her through the letter and not using caps. And I've seen this a lot in true crime. Huh? We've all seen this a lot. In many cases, even this channel's almost 1 year old. Please come to Sunday's stream. We'll celebrate the 1 year milestone together. It's been a very fun, wild ride, okay? First year on YouTube. I thought I'm going to start slow, just like get into YouTube, figure it out. And then boom. Okay, whoa. So here we are. But in all the cases we've looked at, especially when it involves a narcissist, this is like literally what they do. And then they devalue the person, yes, even beyond their death. We've seen that a lot. It's horrible. Yeah, the last paragraph is different ink, right? Very interesting. It is different ink. It even looks like a different size ballpoint, right? Yes, Bianca. In a year, it's been crazy. Some people are like, you only grew like this because of it. I didn't want that. I didn't want to grow that fast. I've done everything really fast in my life. It was like, everything has always felt like rapid. Okay, so for my own healing, I wanted to take it slow. But no, fate was not to have it. I don't regret it now, but it was a lot. It's a lot to handle mentally as well. So what I want to show you now, let's go to that. Let me see where your poll is at now. Ooh, take a deep breath. Okay, do you think Brian wrote this letter? 32% yes, 47% no, and 20% say some of it. So now I'm going to end this poll and I'm going to ask another question, okay? We can always count on the grills to give us up-to-date info. Thanks for that. Oh, it's my pleasure. 1 year going strong. 1 year on Sunday. Love it that you guys are using all the Brian Enton emojis. He did not acknowledge it. I don't think he's a fan of it, but it's okay. We love him. Okay. The first page is addresses a letter to her. The rest of the letter does not sound like he would still be writing to her. It's being written as though he's speaking to someone else and not her. True. Yeah. The red seller. We healed you quick. Thank you. Thank you, Oli Oli. Okay. So. Okay, wait. If Brian did not write it, who did? Now, this is a complicated question. I mean, I'm asking the poll, if Brian did not write it, and I mean, even if he wrote the first page and not the rest of it, or if whoever else was involved in this letter writing, who do you think it is? I'm going to ask you now. Roberta is obviously Roberta Laundrie. Hold on, we're going here. Roberta Laundrie. Okay, Chris Laundrie. Okay, let's ask you that. He had larger notebooks in the pictures. That's what I'm saying. He never had these funny little... I just don't feel like he would have left his little notebook like this. He had much larger notebooks, nice notebooks. Can't even spell animals properly. I mean, he spelled just fine in all those Instagram posts that he was writing. Remember? That's the point. Even in the Instagram post that he was writing. The first page I can understand. Maybe he was completely out of it. I get it. But the rest of it? He didn't write like that. Yeah, not to my dear love or my dear angel. The letter just starts with Gabs. I know, right? Wow. You are convincing me on the theory of another author of page 2+, family member, not lawyer. Roberta, the mastermind. Yeah, holy moly. Shout out to Sue M. Sue M. The tea towels you made for me, the things you sewed for me, I use every day still. I love it. I love it. I think of you every day. Thank you so much for that. What's up, Debbie? Combination of the three. I should have made that an option too. Sorry. I suck at polls. This we know. Okay, so let us quickly go and find that interview. Let's take a little. I'm not going to pee. I'm going to literally set up the interview, drink some water, and let's just take a quick bear break. Wasn't that so relaxing? I think it was. Okay, so let's look at this. Brian Enton filled in for Ashley Banfield, or he was on this Banfield News Nation segment, and he interviewed Stephen Bertolino as well as the Petito's lawyer. So let's look at that.
Parents, they say the Laundries won, and despite the fact that the only suspect in the case, the man who confessed to the killing, is himself now dead, the victim's family is still trying to get their day in court. Speaking, of course, of the Gabby Petito-Brian Laundrie case. Petito's parents are now suing Laundrie's parents. They say the Laundries knew Gabby was dead the whole time, but instead of telling them or the authorities the truth, they helped their son cover up the murder and plan to flee the country. That's what the lawsuit says. The Laundries say they didn't know, they had no obligation to speak, and the Petito's lawsuit is groundless. Representatives of both families were in court today, and a judge will decide whether the suit goes to trial or whether it goes away. In the meantime, I am joined by someone who is at the very, very center of this case, the Laundrie family.
Bertolino in the house. Everybody get ready. Get ready to snark it right up.
Attorney Stephen Bertolino joins us tonight. Mr. Bertolino, thank you for being here. The first thing I want to ask you is, in this lawsuit, it says in black and white that the Laundries knew that Gabby Petito was dead while this search was happening and that they didn't tell anyone, but that they knew. Did the Laundries know that Gabby Petito was dead during that time?
Well, good evening, Brian. It's good to speak with you again. What I can tell you is, with respect to the motion to dismiss that we filed, we have to deem all of the allegations contained in the complaint as true. So for purposes of what happened today in the hearing, the judge has to assume that those allegations are true. What Chris and Roberta knew and what I knew at that time, is not for me to speak of right now because it.
What did you know? Brad Hamill, thank you so much for your $10 super sticker. When a person handwrites a letter, they don't have the use of spell check. I don't think there's any way his parents or the lawyers wrote the letter. For what purpose? Okay, that's true. Spell check, that's true. Good point, good point. But man, after reading all those books and using all the spell check and, being someone of this generation, it's just like, wow, to suddenly spell like that makes no sense. But okay, but wait. So I don't think there's any way his parents or the lawyers wrote the letter. For what purpose? What do you guys think? Okay, evading the question, yes.
It's the crux of the lawsuit that's pending right now, and it wouldn't be appropriate for me to comment. However, on the aspect of the motion to dismiss, assuming all of those allegations are true, it doesn't really make much of a difference. What I knew or what Chris and Roberta knew, we did not have to disclose to any third party.
And the way he talks here is like they knew. He's definitely got a secret. And still now, it's not like, oh, we knew that he killed Gabby and then, we knew he went out there. And yeah, it sounds to me like they know something a lot more sinister. Or, you know what I mean? It feels suspicious. So Leo said the purpose is let no one know our son's a monster, and to ask people to leave them alone. Right? That's what I think the purpose is. If someone else penned the letter, it's to give a little story so that everyone is satisfied with what happened. Firstly, and secondly, to be like, just leave, when he supposedly wrote, leave my family alone, don't make it hard for them. Yeah, that. Get off our lawn. Right? Yeah, then you're for sure.
And specifically to law enforcement or the Petito family.
And I understand what you're saying, Mr. Bertolino.
So
in the hearing today, the way the law works, it has to be assumed that everything in the lawsuit is true. But, I was out there. People were searching. You had law enforcement all over the country. I mean, you know how this case was. You had the entire country searching for Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie at one point. And it sounds like you will not deny that the Laundries knew, that they knew something.
That too.
What I had said months ago, Brian, was that I don't know exactly what Brian had said to his parents. I had said publicly, perhaps even on this particular show, that what Brian told me was privileged. I was not going to share it. I had conversations with Brian. I had conversations with Chris and Roberta. I had conversations with them separately, and I had conversations with them together. So it's not for me to comment at this point in time what Chris and Roberta knew.
What did they know? I don't know. Some of us believe, right? And I just say that because sometimes I'm like on the fence. Sometimes we believe like, okay, maybe he lied to them as well. Maybe he didn't really tell them exactly what happened. However, the way that Bertolino talks, it's like they know a lot of detail. And I think he knows a lot more still, right? Forge it to make it more valuable as a collectible. Juicier bait for paid journalism. I was almost like, maybe for their juicier business. Juicier bait for paid journalism. Maybe. Yep. Please don't direct people away from the channel. Please stay here. We'll go watch that afterwards, okay?
I can tell you what I knew. I can maybe perhaps someday tell you what Brian knew, but none of that's going to happen tonight on this show.
Yeah, you've said that in the past that someday the truth will come out. Obviously, there is a lawsuit pending. But in that lawsuit, I've got to ask you, because it says these things in the lawsuit, it also says that the Laundries, your clients, were planning to get Brian out of the country. Was that plan, in fact, happening behind the scenes?
I like how Brian Enton's face, if we read his body language, it's like, I just feel like there's a lot of disgust, in facing Bertolino. I'm glad it took him on. He did an amazing job. Also for the person who's like, go right now to WFLA. Why? They're just going over everything we just went over. I can see it here. I've got 3 screens. I've got my phone. I'm monitoring everything. Why? Why are you going there? Stay here. Okay, yes. So look at him. Look at his face. He's just like, what's he going to answer? And now look.
Yeah, well, I think that all of that speculation came from the
Yes, do
legal
this.
experts and the pundits that were on 24-hour news shows that had to fill in some time. And what better way to fill into time than make stuff up? So, you know, in reality, you think about what happened, Brian, you were there. Chris and Roberta did nothing but stay in their home. You know, there was speculation that they were burner phones, that we were dressing him up in funny outfits and sending him across the Mexican border, sending him across certain bodies of water to other countries in the Bahamas, or perhaps out on the Appalachian Trail. All of that was just, you know, fill-in work for the networks that had to fill in some time 24/7.
He's like shaming the networks and all of social media for filling in some time, but it's because of how freaking suspicious they were. And we were all just worried about where's Gabby? Oh my word. I mean, damn, the audacity, right? Whoa. Makes me angry watching this all over again. I've already watched this twice and I'm like, damn, okay, here we go.
You mentioned that I was there. I was outside the house for a long time.
Thanks,
watching
Brad.
your clients come and go, along with a lot of other media. And when Brian Laundrie was missing, one thing that always struck me was that Chris and Roberta didn't seem especially emotional. They weren't, you know, pleading with the media to help find him. And once he was located by them and we learned that he committed suicide, I've always wondered, Mr. Bertolino, did his parents know that he committed suicide? Did they know all of that time, and that is why they didn't appear so emotional, and that is why they didn't, you know, come out to the media and beg for help?
Well, Brian, what I've said in the past is, you know, rhetorically, what did people expect them to do? They knew Brian went into the preserve. I said at one point that he left, he was distraught. I made mention that, you know, Chris said to me, he wished he could have prevented Brian from going, but he knew he couldn't stop him. You know, they were concerned about their son's well-being when he went hiking in the preserve and when he was home the entire time. With that being said, they were somber, they were quiet, and I can tell you they were very upset and very emotional with me. But when you've got a gaggle of press and screaming public out at your door 24 hours a day, did you think that Brian and Roberta were going to go down to Walmart and start putting up signs, help me find my son?
No, let's look for Gabby. That's what we were all hoping for. Brad Hamill, thanks for your $5 super sticker. Yeah, I can see. I'm watching WFLA here. I got it. But we're here right now looking at this. If you didn't see this yet, I hope Gabby's parents win this. This is very interesting timing given the civil suit, because shouldn't this have been kept to the team, to themselves, while the judge is still making a decision? Like in the 2 weeks when the judge is making a decision, they release the notebook? I mean, that's crazy, man. What the hell? Why? Right? Thank you, Brad. Okay.
They knew where their son was. They knew where he went. We said it. And as it turns out, unfortunately, we were correct. Brian never left the preserve. And I certainly think law enforcement knew that all along as well. And that's why, you know, some people.
No, they didn't, because they thought Roberta was Brian Laundrie.
In the press and the public questioned whether Chris and Roberta should have done more. But what more could they have really done when you had all that law enforcement manpower searching?
Well, let me interrupt you, Mr. Berlino. You're saying what more could they have done? But I mean, just honestly, I mean, it seems like they really did nothing. I mean, they stayed in the house. Their son was missing. Gabby was missing. You know, their son's fiance. They didn't really do anything at all, did they?
Well, again, you tell me, Brian, what should they have done? Did you?
Okay. That's he does always answer a question with a question, huh? Laconic, thank you for your $1.99 super sticker. I really appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel. Of course, you guys know if you want to support me directly without YouTube taking a huge cut, then PayPal is the very best way. But I really appreciate all your super stickers as well. Does Bertolino never shut up? No, he doesn't. Gisela keeping it real.
You want them to go to Walmart and hang up a sign?
Exactly.
The entire country.
Couldn't they come out? Couldn't they have come outside and pleaded? Couldn't they have come outside and pleaded with the world? If you know where Gabby is, come forward. If you know where Brian is, come forward. I mean, why couldn't they have done that?
Stand by for the answer. So this just triggered me to remember. They mowed the lawn, garden, and ran out, snatched signs they didn't like in their yard. They got Dunkin' Donuts. They got bouquets of flowers. Remember when Chris Laundrie bought flowers and brought it home for Roberta? I mean, he went to get gas. They ripped Gabby's pictures out of their lawn. They put in those no trespassing signs. Yes, mowed the lawn. We were all there watching that. I remember those days. Oh, my word. Funny Farming Texas, y'all. Thank you and welcome to membership. And yeah, go Brian. Exactly right. Thank you, Caroline, for your super sticker. $1.49. Thank you so much. And thank you, Funny Farming, for your $2 super sticker as well. Okay. Right. So here we go. Yeah, do a press conference. Exactly. They took Gabby's signs down. Exactly. What should they have done? Anything but what they did.
Well, I think you just misspoke, and I know you corrected yourself, and you're saying, you know, where could you tell us where Brian is? They knew where Brian was. It wasn't a question. The only people that were speculating that Brian was somewhere other than the preserve was the press and the public.
So they knew where Brian was, and they found his stuff within like minutes. But yet millions of dollars were spent by the US Marshals, the FBI, and law enforcement looking for him. Nice. Glad he feels great about that. Him and the Laundries. Wow. And so he is admitting the parents knew. And wait for the end of this interview. You can see we're working our way through. Okay. Wait for the end of it where they speak to the Petito lawyer as well. And he's like, oh, we know. So what we said yesterday when we watched the court hearing, was it yesterday? Feels like this week has been a blur. I've been on here every day. Yesterday, I think, when we watched the court hearing. And then we were speculating, well, what did they really know? Do they have solid evidence? The lawyer says they know. They've got something solid. They're just waiting for the judge to make a decision. Oh, my word. Okay, let's go.
So
yeah, me too.
What is the point in pleading something when you know the answer?
Let me ask you this, Mr. Bertolino. You've obviously been giving the Laundrie's legal advice through this whole process. A lot of people would say, from a legal perspective, you've given them very good advice because they haven't been in trouble so far, in any sort of criminal trouble, and you've kept them out of trouble. But do you have any regrets? I mean, along the way, do you think you should have had...
Sorry, we'll go there afterwards, okay? We'll go there afterwards, guys.
...them talk to the media or perhaps seem a little more human, even though you protected them legally? Do you think you made any mistakes along the way, since now they are really in many ways just, you know, it seems like hated by the world?
You know, hated is one word, vilified is another. But in the end, Brian, you know, you asked a very good question. You know, it's emotional for me. It's emotional for Chris and Roberta because we are friends. They did lose a child. They lost a young man that I knew since he was born. And yeah, that's upsetting. But I'll tell you.
Here we go with a snark from him, which is so inappropriate. Funny Farming Texas, y'all, thank you so much for your $10 super sticker. You said, I'm a mother who also lived in an RV with my daughter, traveling to every site they were at. Someday you should do a deep dive into the national park crimes. Yeah, we did look at some of that, and we've looked at a whole bunch of other crimes just in that time period that happened. Never mind, yes, before and after. I mean, yes, I hear you on that. Thank you for your support.
What I told the FBI when they left my office the last day and said, well, Brian's dead now. And I told them, look at me. I did everything the right way. We have no regrets. The parents did everything the right way, and they have no regrets. Brian, what you have to understand is that Brian Laundrie was a grown man. He was a young man, but he made his decisions, and we had to abide, especially myself as his attorney at that time. We had to abide, and I had to abide by the decisions that Brian was making. And with that in mind, we made every possible step that we thought was good at the time, with the consultation of Brian involved in that. And there were some things that we certainly can look back and say, what if? And Chris and Roberta and I had that conversation just today after this hearing. And I had to.
Oh, you had a what if conversation just today after the hearing? Okay, I'm sure they would, but like, and what if what? Well, yeah, I really hope this goes to jury trial now. I really hope so.
Remind them of certain situations and certain conversations that were had. And we all circled back to, yes, we are very comfortable with the decisions we made. We're not happy that Brian is gone. We're not happy that Gabby is gone, but I don't think we could have prevented either one of those.
Can you believe he says we are so happy with all the decisions we made? We have no regrets. Wow.
Do Chris and Roberta want to speak out at some point? I mean, when this civil lawsuit is over, at some point, do they want to share their story?
The answer to that is they were close. I mean, there was a long time they were angry. They were angry for many reasons. They were angry for the people outside of their home. They were angry for people not understanding that this was not their doing, that they lost a child, that they're suffering too. They were, lightening up a little bit from that anger perspective. And, there may have been a point in time where communications could have had taken place. And now we're back into, we'll say, round 2 or round 3.
Round 2? He's making like it's a freaking boxing match. It isn't. It's horrible. The mischievous part of me wants to watch Bertolino and P.I. Jim have a conversation. That would be hectic. Imagine that. Oh, my word.
With the Petito family. And somebody asked me earlier on a program, if there was a sit down, a 4-way, if you will, of the two families, could this be resolved? And my response to that was, the only thing that the Petito family has done as far as communication is thrown.
How dare he even start a sentence with the only thing the Petito family's done? They had to get a court order just to get Gabby's stuff out of their house.
Out Twitters and thrown out letters to the public. Not once.
But come on, Mr. Bertolino, though. For you to listen, we're not going to go after the Petitos. I mean, come on. Come on. I mean, we know what they've gone through.
He's like, I'm not. He says it almost like, whoops. Okay, guys, don't roll out here. We are going to go to the WFLA thing, okay, after this. So just let's finish this, then we'll do that, okay? Promise.
You're asking me.
We're not, yeah.
You're asking me, Ryan, you're asking me.
No, but they can tweet what they want.
Resolution, could there be conversations? There has never been an olive branch reached out to our side. The only thing that's
an olive branch reached out to our side. Can you believe the words he's saying? Can you believe it?
Been out.
But why is it there? I mean, their daughter was murdered by their son.
Yes.
Their daughter was murdered by the Laundrie son. Why would they be the ones to put out an olive branch? I mean, I think we're just going to disagree on that point. But Mr. Bertolino, as always, I appreciate your time, and I thank you for coming on tonight. My pleasure, Brian. Thank you for having me.
Now we're quickly going to look at the Petito lawyer. Then we'll go to WFLA and hear what the heck the lawyer is saying to JB, okay? I almost said JD. To JB. We love Brian. We love JB. We're going to check that out over there, okay? We're giving Brian a moment here. So hang in with us. Use all the Brian Enton emojis, okay?
Okay, now I want to bring in the person working on the other side of the courtroom. Patrick Riley is representing the Petito family. He joins us now tonight. First of all, Mr. Riley, watching the hearing today, I think what struck me the most was looking at Gabby's parents, Gabby's mom clutching a necklace that had Gabby's ashes inside. I mean, I think everyone just feels for them. Can you explain what they want to get out of this lawsuit?
Well, first of all, I'll say it's really an interesting position to say that the olive branch wasn't reached out and they should talk. That's absurd. The time for the Laundries to talk was last year when Gabby was missing. But what they want to accomplish from this is they want the court, a jury. They want to present this case to a jury and have a jury tell the Laundrie family what they did was wrong, what they did was harmful to Joe and to Nicole, and that they have to pay for that.
Yes.
Some of the allegations in your lawsuit, Mr. Riley, are pretty explosive. That Brian told his parents that he killed Gabby early on, and even when the search was happening, that the Laundries knew. But there hasn't been any proof to back that up. Do you have the proof to back that up?
Well, the proof. This isn't the time for the proof because it's a motion to dismiss. But yes, we have the proof. And I think.
And can you tell us anything now? I mean, because.
Well, you can look at the allegations of the complaint, and circumstantial evidence is as strong as direct evidence. The belief is that Gabby was killed on August 27th of 2021. The very next day, Brian Laundrie contacted his parents, and the minute his parents got off the phone with Brian Laundrie, they contacted Attorney Bertolino. Circumstantially, what does that tell you? That tells you Brian must have told them something that was concerning enough that they had to call an attorney to have a conversation. And we know that the FBI did a significant investigation in this case, and we will produce the evidence when the time comes.
Yes, yes.
Right, and we know that the Petitos have met with the FBI, and there's certainly a lot that we don't know that the family, and I'm assuming you also know. But at the end of the day, I mean, ethically, I think most people could agree they can't understand how could the Laundries be so close to the Petitos and allow them to go through this and not even reach out to them during that time. But I mean, legally speaking, don't we all have the right to just stay silent in situations? I mean, can't we all just decide not to say anything?
The lawyer makes such a good point here. Okay, so listen up. And then I'm telling you, I know you guys are saying, WFLA, we're going to go there. I promised you, we're going to go there after, and we'll have a look at what the lawyer said there. This attorney, Patrick Riley.
Isn't that their legal right?
Well, if we were in a court of morality, which unfortunately we're not, this would be a really easy decision. But to focus simply on the fact that they remain silent ignores all of the other proof in this case that leads to our claim for intentional infliction of emotional distress. It wasn't just remaining silent. It was going on vacation, basically thumbing their nose at the Petito family saying, we know Gabby's not here, but Brian's back. And by the way, Brian drove Gabby's van back. We're not going to talk to you. We're going to go on with our life as though nothing happened. And we're going to go on vacation with our family to DeSoto Park. And they took other trips that I believe will be shown in the future with Brian. Then they, because Nicole Schmidt was trying to get a hold of Roberta to find out any information she could possibly find out about Gabby and where Gabby might be, Roberta blocked her on her cell phone, so she couldn't call her any longer, couldn't text her any longer. And the Laundrie family was the only source that the Petitos could turn to say, hey, where's Gabby? Where is your son's fiance? She blocked it. And then later on, that statement was issued by Attorney Bertolino. And what's the significance of that statement that's issued by Attorney Bertolino? When they decided to speak, when they decided to break their silence, they did that at a time that they knew that Gabby was dead. They knew where her body was located. They knew that the Petito family was grieving and was desperately seeking any information they could get to find their daughter, Gabby. And what does Attorney Bertolino say? With that knowledge that she's dead, with that knowledge that she won't be found alive, they say, we hope you are successful in finding Gabby and the family is reunited.
Exactly.
They gave false hope to the Petito.
Right, and it was, I mean, I do get the feeling, Mr. Riley, a lot of these statements were very, very carefully worded by Mr. Bertolino. I want to ask you really quickly, if the judge does decide to dismiss the lawsuit, where does this go from here? Will we get some of this information? Will we get answers? Is there another avenue, or is that the end?
Well, if the judge dismisses it, we may appeal it. We'll have to talk about what our options are, but certainly a freedom of information request could be made for the information that the FBI has, and it will be eye-opening.
Yes.
Yeah, and we've tried that. You know how it is. I mean, you obviously have the information, but from a media perspective, sometimes with the FBI it can take years. But we hope to get all that information. We really do. Patrick Riley, really appreciate your time. I watched you in court today. Thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Wonderful job, Brian. Brian Enton. A very nice Brian. Okay, now, as I promised, we will go to WFLA. I will go back to where the attorney called in. So stand by. Stand by, everybody. JB is up next.
Suit that exists between the Petito and Schmidt family.
Stand by. I just want to go back. Yeah, it wasn't there. It was literally when he was starting to hold the phone. It was maybe here. Let's see.
For Bertolino.
Wait, he starts holding the phone. Yes.
That and other belongings of Brian down
JB
to
and
Northport
Walt.
to Chris and Roberta. And we what's so interesting about this, and we're pointing this out for the first time, is that we don't know, and it's very likely that the answer to this is yes. We don't know.
Sorry, I just want to find the place.
There were some people that couldn't sleep.
Here we go.
To somehow be over. And I think having talked to plenty of victims over the years, they always tell you it's never over. It's just a matter of finding a way to cope with it. I'm not sure reading the 8 pages would be something that would help you cope with it. I think it would be heartbreaking to see your
Agreed.
son's handwriting and his claims of that he loved this girl, that he felt he needed to end her life because she was in such pain. I don't think I'd want to read
Okay.
that if I was the parents either.
Thank you. Touche.
Hold on, folks. I got something for you.
Yeah, here we go.
Got
So this
something
was
for you.
20 minutes ago.
About to get a phone call here, as I understand it.
Nice.
Stephen Bertolino has made it clear that he is not going to be commenting in the aftermath of this, but that doesn't mean that the other side doesn't want to have their story heard. And so what I'd like to do, I'm going to hold up my phone here to the microphone. Joining us now on WFLA Now is attorney Pat Riley. Pat, you're live across all platforms, just so you're aware.
All right. Hi, JB.
Hi there, Pat. Pat, of course, who folks saw in court during the pretrial hearing in Sarasota County Court a couple of days ago. Pat, you contacted me, and I'll give you just the kind of floor and to say what you'd like to say in the aftermath of this.
Yeah, as I had said to you earlier, I was kind of shocked that this was released within about a half an hour after we left the FBI office up in Tampa. And I find it ironic that Mr. Bertolino says he wants, in full transparency, was releasing this. Well, someone should ask him why he doesn't release the entire notebook, but more importantly, ask him why he doesn't release Roberta Laundrie's letter to her son.
Oh my word. Sorry, I'm going to pause every now and then because I'm like, what? Like, yes, exactly. Why? I'm like listening with, as I said, 3 screens, phones here, everything. Why don't they release this? So Bertolino released it. This was a move by Bertolino. Okay, speculatively, based on what they're saying. Why does he not release the whole notebook? And why not the letter? Look at Walt's face. From Roberta. Okay.
A letter to her son. So Roberta authored
Yes, he
a
did.
letter to her son. Can you explain more of what you're referencing here? Because this is news to us.
Well, the letter has, Mr. Bertolino has the letter. I don't have a copy of the letter, but the letter appears to be written to Brian after Gabby was killed. And there's some pretty extreme things that she said in there that, without having the letter here to quote it, I don't want to say, but I will simply tell you that there's some pretty extreme things that were contained within that letter.
When was this letter authored by Roberta Laundrie, and where is the whereabouts of it now? What can you tell us about it from those questions?
The letter is undated, so it's uncertain when it was written, but certainly based upon what's contained within the letter, it would appear as though the letter were written after Gabby was killed and before Brian took his life.
Oh, man.
And the letter is currently in the possession of Mr. Bertolino.
Was that one of the items?
I will tell you, by the way, that on the envelope that contained the letter, the words "burn after you read this" were written.
And who authored those words? I'm just trying to be as precise as I can.
Roberta Laundrie.
And again, that was written and that was delivered to whom?
Brian.
And
burn after reading this. Was that also found in the dry bag or what? Why was it not burned? Where's the letter? Where did they find the letter? What? Is that when the FBI swarmed the house, they found the letter? What? But wow, I know, right? You guys are like, what? This is heating up.
was this one of the items that was retrieved today from the FBI, Tampa? And
yes.
And is this, you have alluded to me in multiple phone calls, Pat, about evidence that you have to back up the allegations that you have made in the civil lawsuit. Is this one of the pieces of evidence that you've been alluding to for so long?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And where does the letter fit in to as far as this story that we are now learning of, with Brian's words, his final words as revealed in the notebook? Where does the letter fit in relation to the story in the notebook?
I don't know that the letter necessarily fits in with the story of what's in the notebook. I'm simply responding to Mr. Bertolino's suggestion that he's trying to be transparent, but he's picking and choosing what he wants to be transparent about.
So,
of course he is, because that's what he does, right? And remember when we were saying, what if someone else helped write this notebook, the rest of it? look, for Roberta to say graphic things, a lot of things, you know, whatever was in the letter she wrote to her own son, and yes, I'm scrolling your channel, credit WFLA all the way. Whoa, to think that she's not capable of finishing this notebook. Of course she is. I'm just saying, we need a thriller. Exactly, Tracy. We need a thriller. If you are an OG and you were a part of the first 568 people that were subscribed to my channel back in the days when we had 18 people on a live stream, we need a thriller. It's an inside joke. It basically means we need a trial. Yes. Okay.
So this is now you believe, of course, that this was released by Stephen, or I don't want to put words in your mouth. Ooh. Do you believe that this was released by Stephen Bertolino as a chess move in this civil lawsuit?
I candidly don't know why it was released by Mr. Bertolino. That was a question that I've been pondering since it was released. I don't know if it was released in an effort to try to find some kind of sympathy for Brian because of what's contained in there. I don't see that. If he's trying to garner sympathy, I don't think that's going to work because it's an admission that he killed her. And even more so, if this was the woman he loved and there's supposed to be some sympathy, he left her body there and told no one where she was, or at least not my clients where she was.
What? One more.
I would hope the judge has this information, but I don't know, because this is what would be presented if this goes to trial, right? To jury trial, which is only set for like August next year. Man, I hope it does. I really hope it does. That information needs to come out, meaning just like, don't even try to trick us anymore, Bertolino and Laundries. We're done with all these tricks, okay? People like this need to be held accountable. You can't just trick and cherry pick and just put out what you want to put out and not the whole thing. Burn the letter after you read it. Imagine it.
More time. The cover of the envelope, according to you, did you see this envelope today at FBI Tampa?
I did.
And again, it said what?
Words to the word, and this may not be the exact words, but it was burn after you read this.
And it was a letter that Roberta was giving to Brian.
Yes.
And so burn after you read this. Why would in your words, why would a mother deliver that letter to her son? This is a family that was on vacation together after returning after Brian returned home. Can you provide some clarity as to why Roberta would say that to her son and do so in the form of a letter? I mean, they're communicating, I'm sure. I mean, Brian returned home to Northport. He's returning back and living under the same roof as his mother and father. So then why would this letter exist?
Yeah.
I don't know if that letter was written before or after he came back to Northport. But there was the most I want to say is that there was an offer to assist Brian with some things in that letter.
An offer to assist?
What, probably to leave the country, right? An offer to assist, but why is she writing it? Which still leaves me to speculate that after they went camping at Fort DeSoto, that Brian didn't go back home to Northport, Florida, that he went with Cassie. That was my theory from the beginning. That from Fort DeSoto, he went straight to either the preserve or to Cassie's house, then the preserve. Yep, that's what I'm thinking. And somewhere there, I don't know, where would he get the letter? Like at what point, timeline-wise? Whoa.
Brian with some things in that letter. You have alluded to, Pat, and it's written in black and white in the lawsuit. You have made the claim that Chris and Roberta Laundrie attempted to help their son Brian flee the country. Is that a part of this letter, this note? No, that's not a part of the note. Not to my recollection, no. Because we're now getting some different, you know, I'm just trying to figure out exactly where this factors in and where this fits in, because we have the allegation, the civil lawsuit, that they were trying to help him get out of the country, but now this burn envelope letter is part of the equation. So I'm just trying to figure out exactly where this all fits in chronologically and how it fits into the relationship that existed between Brian and his mother.
I guess the most I can say, because again, it was
Sorry for pausing. I heard someone tracked his phone to be next to Cassie's husband after the camping trip. I really think he went from Fort DeSoto. We did map time on this as well. From Fort DeSoto home, because he didn't, like they said, 3 people checked in and 2 people left. So where did he go? I think he went with Cassie. And I think that was the point of Cassie being there. And I think Roberta wrote the letter already then, before the trip, and then at the camping place gave him the letter to be like, read this later. You see what I mean? So where was that letter found? Huh? Where was that letter found? Why did Bertolino even mention this letter? Yeah, Bertolino didn't mention the letter. From my understanding, Bertolino released these notebook pages, which now the Petito lawyer, Pat Riley, says isn't even the entire notebook contents, which is very interesting. And he's like, why doesn't he release the letter then? So, ooh, that's so interesting. Oh, my word.
Dated. And so I'm guessing when the letter was actually written, again, I'm fairly certain it was between the time period of Gabby's passing and then Brian committing suicide. So I don't know the exact date it was written. I don't know when it was delivered, but it was found on Brian, or actually it was found in the van when he came back. So I'm led to believe.
The letter was found in the van? Wait, what? Is that what you just said? The letter was found in the van? What?
I believe that he had that, he received that before he came back to Northport, but I don't know that for certain.
Oh, so the letter was found in the van?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry. No, the letter was found in the Laundrie's home, but it had been taken out of the van.
That is weird stuff. I do not understand. Okay. The letter was found in the Laundrie's home, but it was taken out of the van. So at what freaking point did Roberta write this letter? Yeah, and was it opened? That's the thing. Was it opened? Oh my. This is so crazy. Oh my word. From the van and before he came back. Now it's going to bring up that speculation of Cassie being out there. Remember that? As in, I mean, out at, what is that? Jenny Lake, huh? Near Spray Creek, that Jenny Lake area. Oh, my word. I didn't think that was Cassie, but now I'm like, what? Was it, though? How did he get the letter? Oh, my gosh.
Gotcha. Okay, so now according to Pat Riley, of course, who we're on the phone with here on WFLA now, there's this the presence of this letter that exists. Pat, did you read the letter today while you were with FBI Tampa?
I did.
What can you tell us about it other than what it said on the cover of the envelope?
Yes.
I can tell you that the letter contained an offer from Roberta Laundrie to assist Brian Laundrie.
And you won't tell us what?
I prefer not to say exactly what it said until I have the letter in front of me, or you have the letter in front of you and you can see exactly what it says.
To assist Brian in something. But again, this was found and was taken from the van, but found in the Laundrie home. So it's likely dated at some point before Brian returned home to Northport, or at least in that time window. So you're alluding to, and you're not telling us what it is, but you are alluding to Brian being offered help by his mother Roberta to do something that we're not being told what that is at this time.
And like Jody's like, even JB's confused. We're just like, what? Because it just gets more and more and more evil as we go. I mean, this is shocking up to me. Was it, who said just now? Yeah, was it Miss Stewie? No, Ronna, I think you said. You're going to be up all night, probably. Sorry, mods. I know this is very, very, very overtime. I just want to finish this call with the lawyer, and then we'll call it a night, and then we'll come back another time to discuss all this, okay? Even if we have to do it on Sunday. I don't care if there's stuff there. Screw the 1 year milestone. We'll talk about this. Stefan, thank you for your 2 Swiss franc. Swiss francs. It's Swiss francs. CHF. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, Stefan. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
I know. You said to help with something. So what is the something? What is it? To help hide Gabby's body? To help him unalive himself? What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Your reaction to this story that Brian left behind. I'm sure by now, of course, you have read the 8 pages of the notebook. I'm sure by
Yes.
now that you and your clients have had an opportunity to at least process it. What do you make of Brian Laundrie's story that it was that he heard a splash, a scream, that she was
All that nonsense. Thank you, PD Notterman. Thank you for your 20 euro super sticker. Assisting taking his life. That's what I'm wondering. That's a weird thing to assist with, right? To be like, I'll help you with that. Man, Chris, you missed so much. Brian Laundrie's notebook, alleged notebook stories out. It is crazy. I've been live for like 2 hours and 5 minutes and an hour on Popcorn Planet just talking about this. It's crazy.
cold, and that he was told by her not to leave her side and to stay by the fire. And this story that has been presented by Brian and his final words to the world. What do you and your clients make of this story?
That's a version. There's another version. I don't have a copy of the other version yet, but I've been advised there's another version that he authored that we will be getting, hopefully through the Freedom of Information request, that does not entirely match up this particular version.
So you're saying that there is a second note of confession?
Yes.
And is
What in the hell? People, my mind is just going, there's a second note of confession? Did you guys hear that? Wait. I'm just going to go one back here.
To Northport, or at least in that time window. So you're alluding to, and you're not telling us what it is, but you are alluding to Brian being offered help by his mother Roberta to do something that we're not being told what that is at this time.
Correct.
Okay. Your reaction to this story that Brian left behind. I'm sure by now, of course, you have read the 8 pages of the notebook.
Now listen carefully, everyone. Listen carefully. It's just me here as well. Not this, after this. Thank you so much for your $20 super sticker. I really, really appreciate the support for the channel. Okay, now listen.
I'm sure by now that you and your clients have had an opportunity to at least process it. What do you make of Brian Laundrie's story that it was that he heard a splash, a scream, that she was cold, and that he was told by her not to leave her side and to stay by the fire? And this story that has been presented by Brian and his final words to the world. What do you and your clients make of this story?
Yes.
That's a version. There's another version. I don't have a copy of the other version yet, but I've been advised there's another version that he authored that we will be getting, hopefully through the Freedom of Information request, that does not entirely match up this particular version.
So you're saying that there is a second note of confession?
Yes.
Which still makes me think that Roberta or Berlino, it's Berlino and the Laundries wrote this friggin' notebook stuff right here. Ooh, my brain is exploding too.
And is it a written note of confession, or is it another different form of a confession? I ask this because I know that these two were so tech savvy, and somebody who really lived a lot of their life, at least they were very prevalent on social media. So is this a written note, or is this something else?
It's on a device.
It's a device. Is it a
Yes.
Is it a typed out note?
To the best of my knowledge, yes.
Now that's on a device. Okay, what do you do with the device? That makes more sense. Remember we said it could have been an electronic notebook out there in the dry bag? That makes sense. So maybe Roberta and Christopher, when they picked up the dry bag, and maybe there was an electronic notepad in there, possibly. They didn't say it, but they said what was in there, but they also could just omit what else was in there. Damn, imagine if there is this electronic notebook, okay, like a pad or whatever, iPad, whatever, and then on there, he wrote the things, which makes more sense than him thinking, I have killed myself, talking in the past tense when he hadn't even done it yet. Who does that? Listen, these people are not true crimers, okay? We can smell their BS right here. And not even dear Gabby, my love Gabby, just Gabby. Gabby, that's how it starts. As if. Oh, my word.
So you're saying that there is a second.
And you know what? I think that this is the letter that Roberta even wrote to be like, do this, write this down. Take it with you out there in case someone finds it. and then burn this. I don't know. You know what I mean? This could have been the draft right here. Oh my gosh.
Note that has been typed out on a device that you do not have possession of and was not part of the gathering of evidence today by FBI Tampa.
Correct.
And I want to just confirm, are you saying that the story that is told in this digital note doesn't match what is laid out in this written note?
It's similar, but it's not the same. But neither, this note makes no sense as to what happened.
Yes.
In what way? Please elaborate.
My understanding is that the area where Gabby's body was found was not very far away from where Brian Laundrie could have gone and sought help for her if he wanted to.
Can you provide any explanation? And this would be one of the first questions that I would ask for Mr. Bertolino, who did have conversations with Brian before he went into the Carlton Reserve and claimed his own life. Is there any reason why that, to your understanding?
Sue, you got to go back. Go back to the beginning. We read the whole letter twice, every single page and every single word. So just go back and watch it 1.5 speed and then come back, or watch it after. We went through every page, okay? Thank you for being here. But we did that. Of course, I wouldn't just show it like this. Who does that? Do you know me at all? I'm a detail person. We went through everything. We might do it again, layer by layer and word by word and analyzing everything. But wow, isn't this amazing, right? Yes, yes, that.
With this story and this version of events, why Brian didn't call 911
Yes.
or specifically seek out help in another form before carrying out, in his words, or in
Thank you, Gregory.
really laying it out for our audience here based on the story that he presented, what was a mercy killing?
Well, I can't answer that. I wasn't there. I can only say that I don't believe his story.
Mm-hmm.
Do your clients believe the story?
No.
Oh, no.
Where does
Oh,
this
hell
fit in
no.
now legally, Pat? Going forward, you and I had conversations earlier this week about
Thank you.
how this was just coincidence that the pretrial hearing, the hearing on the motion to dismiss, was on Wednesday, and that just by pure coincidence that today, Friday, the 24th, June 24th, 2022, that today was the day that you and Bertolino were at FBI Tampa to pick up and receive this evidence. Where does this now fit into the legal picture as far as the civil lawsuit? There are so many people around the world who have been clamoring justice for Gabby, and so many people around the world that have just been clamoring for the truth overall. So where does this now, we're getting a lot of new information today. We're hearing the new story that has been presented by Brian Laundrie in his final words in the notebook. You're now talking about a letter that exists between Roberta Laundrie to her son with some aggressive language on the envelope of that letter. And then also as well, now a digital note that you says partially contradicts the written note that we have presented in front of us today. So where does this all fit into the puzzle that is the civil lawsuit?
I think it's too early to tell. I want to wait until through the discovery process we have all of the information and we have the freedom of information. We get our documents through the freedom of information request, and then I'll be in a better position to analyze where it all fits in.
Can't wait.
I have
can't
submitted a Freedom of Information Act request as well. Are we on?
Oh yeah, go JB. He's like, I have submitted it as well. Nice. Okay, keeping our eye on JB. Brian entered. We're keeping our eye on WFLA and News Nation, right? What? Imagine it. Whoa. I think we're definitely gonna. We'll have to get some more protein bars, guys, because I think this case just got wild again.
Are we expecting to hear back on that FOIA? Now that the FBI has released that evidence, are we in an accelerated timeline to get perhaps some of those FOIA requests responded to?
I can't answer that. I can't speak for the FBI.
Okay. Pat, with Mr. Bertolino defending, of course, his clients, and of course you advocating for your clients, a big question, of course, that has come into this is, and we were talking about this earlier, is remorse. And whether or not Brian expressed remorse, and whether or not you believe that Chris and Roberta Laundrie have remorse. Stephen Bertolino on News Nation, speaking to Brian Enton the other night, Wednesday night, said that he and his clients have no regrets with how they handled the situation.
None whatsoever.
So remorse is something that I have asked questions about. I've asked our audience here, and 76% of our audience has said that they don't believe that Brian was remorseful as far as his last words here. Do you believe that there is remorse in the words of Brian Laundrie, and do you believe that there is remorse from Chris and Roberta Laundrie as well?
I can't speak about Chris and Roberta Laundrie because, no, I'll certainly say I've not seen any remorse on their part. As far as Brian is concerned, in reviewing this notebook, I'm not seeing remorse in it. I'm seeing a lot of self-pity, but I'm not seeing remorse.
What do you think is the future of this story? We went into this live stream and some people commenting along saying this is over, it's time to move on, other news in the world that we need to be focusing on. And then, of course, we now get the letter providing this explanation. And
of course, these are the cases. That's why we all, including WFLA, we almost live every day. But this is hectic. Oh, my word. Have you ever seen a case like this in your life?
And this opening up new questions, this opening up now even more questions, because you're telling us that this is only a small part of the story. You're saying that there is more to be told. Where does this go from here, Pat, before we let you go?
Wow. I guess until we get Judge Carroll's rulings, I don't know where this goes. But if we get the ruling that we're hoping for, I think there's going to be a lot of information that we get to discover that has not been made public to this point because the Laundries have remained quiet.
Me too.
So I'm hoping that as this moves forward, we'll get more information from them.
And what is the end goal? You're filing a civil lawsuit. There's the wrongful death lawsuit. Of course, there's monetary amounts listed in these documents. What are your clients?
Yes, JB, ask him, grill him. No, we love Pat Riley. I'm just like, love all the questions he's asking. Energy Biz USA, welcome to membership. I hope you'll check out the playlist. And for those of you who are confused, I'm not too sure why you're confused. Maybe you just like missed this case, but there's a huge playlist I've made. I think 155 videos on this case. So go check it out. Go check it out. You won't be confused after that.
Nicole Schmidt, Gabby's mom, Joe Petito, Gabby's father, what do your clients want as a result of all of this now coming out 6 months after the FBI concluded their investigation?
Well, they want everyone. Well, what they want at the end of all of this is justice. They want Brian Laundrie's estate held responsible for what Brian did, and they want a jury to tell the Laundries that what they did, with the knowledge that they had, having had the relationship that they had with the Petito family, that what they did was wrong, and they have to atone for it.
Pat Riley, calling in to WFLA Now to share some more news on a day that has been filled with news regarding the Gabby Petito, Brian Laundrie story. Pat, thanks for taking some of your time to join us today. And I offer, if they are watching, I offer Stephen Bertolino, even though he had said that he's not going to be commenting on this further, I offer him the same opportunity. I am as fair as they come. Stephen Bertolino, if you'd like to call, you have my phone number, and I offer you the opportunity to respond. Pat Riley, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, JP.
All righty.
Whoa. You guys, that was hectic. Oh, my word. So, wow. Okay, let's just see where JB's at now, because that was 33 minutes ago. I just want to see what they're talking about now over here. They're asking, do you believe Brian Laundrie was remorseful for Gabby Petito's death? No. What is up? Chris from the Monsters Under Our Bed. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong one quickly. Hello. Nice to see you. And I want to see the poll. And then I believe, Amber, is it you? Did you give gifted memberships? What happened? Did I miss it? I can't really see it here on StreamYard, but everyone's saying, Amber B, you are awesome. Thank you for gifting memberships. Oh, damn. Whoever, Amber, is it you? Thank you so much if you did. Let's see what you guys answered in the poll over here. If Brian did not write it, who did? Okay, 64% say Roberta Laundrie. Okay, now I can take the crawl line away, right? Channel credit. This is not my own credit, okay? 64% say Roberta Laundrie. 13% say Chris Laundrie. 13% say Steven Berlino. And 10% say someone else. Can you guys let me know who that someone else might be in your mind? Okay, sorry. I just don't want to miss those messages. I like Pat Riley too. Yes. We don't need to hear from Berlino again. Lol. Well, now what? Now what? Now what? What's he going to say now? Now it's stuck. Sorry, I'm just trying to... Yeah, thanks everyone for being here. No naps. I've had no naps today either. I've been streaming all day. It's almost like, remember when I did a 12-hour live stream, everyone? Well, today I've been streaming, not on this channel only, but for like 6 hours. Oh my word, I've been so busy today. Love it. Love being here with you. Desert Deb, thank you for your $2 super sticker. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Okay, I'm going to end the poll. But I want to see what's going on here. What's happening with gifted memberships? I can't see, but thank you, everyone. Oh, there we go. Amber, thank you for buying some, thank you for gifting memberships. That's so sweet. Oh, I see it on top there. That's so cool. Okay. Wow, I still have a lot to process. I'm so happy to have been able to talk it out with you guys. Yeah, we need some JB stickers. Do you guys want that? We can do that. Walt will be so jealous. Yes, I was on Popcorn Planet and I was on the Pascal show today. I was on the Pascal show for almost 2 hours, an hour and a half, 2 hours. And then I was on the Popcorn. I was on Popcorn Planet for an hour, and then I came over here, and I've been here for 2.5 hours almost now. Yes. Okay. No naps here. I love a Pascal could not handle the what? Oh no, that was we had to talk about that. Yep, we did. I don't have tattoos, by the way. If anyone sees this now, you're like, what? It's fake. It's fake. It's just decoration. It's just decoration for fun. Okay. I was just feeling creative. And applying a gift I got from someone. I was very excited. Okay. Steven Berlino is not the laundry lawyer for the... I know, right? He's not even the laundry lawyer for the current civil suits, and here he is already like the next day. After the court hearing. Boom. Here's some notebook pages. Enjoy. And now it's like, oh, didn't think Pat Riley was going to speak up, did you? But he did. Now we want to know, what did Roberta's letter say? And when did she give it to Brian? Like when and how and what? If you would love membership, I think if the gift is still flashing, because I can't see it right now here, just click the box, like little gift box up there. If you ever see it, if someone gifts membership and you see the little gift box on top, just click that. And then I think that's how you claim it. Yes, deflection and distraction equals goal. Exactly. I have. Yes, I have. We love Brian Enton. We love JB. We love the whole team. News Nation, WFLA, all of them. Right? Did you say if you thought the postscript at the end was written at a different time in color and with? Yep. I think it was written at a different time with a different pen. I think the first page may have been written by Brian, and I think the rest may not have been written by Brian. Yeah, gift on top, chat. Exactly. Thank you so much, mods. Oh, my word, you guys. I'm going to have to try. I don't know what's coming out tomorrow, but maybe nothing this weekend. I'm going to try and go to the zoo tomorrow if I have energy. And then I'm filming some videos for my patrons. Patreon is a really cool place to be. If you're not there, it's like this really cool other little world where I share animal commentary, which you've never seen me do here. It's like I do little comedy skits, okay? Animal commentary, videos of castles, scripts, documents, art, all kinds of stuff, man. All the tea as well. When there's drama, okay? If I'm beefing, okay, I don't beef. If I'm beefing with someone, it's there, okay? So if you want all the tea as well, well, there's two places to get it. One, Grizzly Antidote, my second channel. Okay. Do you know about Grizzly Antidote? I have two channels. The other one is for entertainment news. I'm talking about Ezra Miller on the other channel right now. Okay. And Jared Leto and lots of things. Okay. So go check that out. I hope the link is being shared at some point here. Thank you, Rochelle. Hysterical with the narrations. Those baboons are hilarious, huh? We have a lot of inside jokes on Patreon, put it that way. And there's only like 200 people there. So it's so cool. It's like a little VIP circle. We freaking love it, okay? And all the tiers offer the exact same benefits. You choose, same as here on YouTube membership, you choose how much you want to support me. That's it. Why Patreon? Because they don't take such a huge cut like YouTube. Okay. anyway, so there's two places to get entertainment. You spill the tea on my second channel or Patreon. That's like behind the scenes tea. Okay, you get to see Fury and Hannah over there. Okay, you get behind the scenes of my life. Thank you, everyone. Okay, one more thing. I quickly want to do this. One more thing. Stand by. Don't you go anywhere now. Normally now it's like, boom, 100 people go. Yeah, karma is coming. What's up with Jared Leto? Ooh, we're going to analyze his cult next week. Tuesday, I go live on that second channel every single Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so here we go, like this. See, recommended channel, Grizzly True Crimes right over here, right? And then Grizzly Antidote is right over here. And we've got 666 subscribers. On Tuesday, we're discussing the cult of Jared Leto. We already looked at Justin Bieber, Britney Spears, all the stuff. We looked at Liar, Amber Heard, of course, Marilyn Manson. We've got this Ezra Miller one, which I would love it if you could check that as well. Did I even release that one? Wait. Oh, yeah. This is the one from today. So if you want to go check that out, if you like entertainment news, that's where you get that. And then on Patreon is lots of cool stuff for you. Do you want to preview it all? Do you guys want to preview it all? Are you good? Woo, that was a long day. That was a long day. Thank you, everyone. See, 20 people are like, I'm going to head out. I'm going to head out. I just want to show you one more thing. Most direct way to support me, of course, PayPal. Please send me PayPals. I love those. Love me some PayPals because there's no middleman. No one's taking a cut, okay? Now, look at this. Look at this quickly. Hey, Debbie, welcome to membership. I hope you enjoy it. Hurry up, Paige. My word. Yeah, the Ezra Miller thing is crazy. I almost was going to do it on this channel. It's almost true crime, but it's not quite. That's why it's Grizzly Antidote, okay? Oh, man, I'm getting so hot as well. Whew, it's hot here in the Netherlands. I don't know how it's going there with you guys, but let me show you this quickly. So here we looked at the Dylan Rounds timeline. This is Patreon. These are all the posts you get if you join right now. The cheapest tier is $1, okay? You can join for $1 or $20 or choose your own amount. We've got this cannibal series. It's a video. We've got poll time. We've got the painting project. I painted my furniture and showed everyone Taylor Shabusiness and Wadsworth. These hot days remind me of photos of my past. Okay, case discussion, Delphi. This one. Ooh, you got to see this one. Look at this. The Goats of Grifstede. Okay. Behind the scenes watercolor edition. VIP party video. Look. There's a Dexter painting. You see? Exclusive vlog just for you. You see? And I go to canals. I go to castles. I go to Amersfoort. I go all over the place. And I show you guys right here. Special community. Thank you to everyone who is a Patreon. Thank you for your support. Especially thank you to everyone who's like a Patreon and a YouTube member. Oh my word. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much again. Yeah, 102 in Vegas. Damn. Okay, it's more like 90 here. Fahrenheit. 90, 94, I think. 90-ish, I think. I work in degrees Celsius, but I think it's in the 90s today. So damn hot. Of course, I paint. I have a Dexter painting, Jeffrey Dahmer. I've got a Marilyn Manson one. I've got all kinds of paintings. I'm a watercolor painter and scribbler. You're a member of both. Thank you so much, Hoppy61. Yeah, my brain is spinning. Gee, my eyes are wanting to close. Okay, yeah, so much to digest. And how do you think I feel? So much, right? See, this. I love comments like this. Your channel got me into true crime. Thank you for your take on things. I love your sense of humor and facts. Amazing. Thank you so much, AV. I appreciate it because I present true crime in a little bit of a gentler way. It's not like so graphic and it's not the darkest of stuff. It's kind of just like, let's do true crime. Let's enjoy it together, in a way that isn't too overwhelming for anyone. And I definitely keep people with PTSD, CPTSD, and other such things in mind, okay? Trauma disorders. I keep you all in mind. I don't want to trigger anyone. Sometimes we can't avoid it, can't promise it, but I do my best. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, they knew. Final closing thoughts. They knew. This is the closing thoughts right here from Nancy. All right. Love you guys. I'll see you very soon. What's happening? So this weekend, Sunday, 1 year milestone. I'll see you there, okay? Otherwise, if Roberta's letter comes out tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow. If it comes out today, I'll see you today, later. But otherwise, I'll see you guys on Sunday, okay? Make sure you set your reminders, subscribe, hit the like, comment, share on Twitter, do all that stuff. And I'm everywhere, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, okay? See you later. Bye. Thank you, mods.